Washington Commanders Nation, Ravens flock. It is week 6, and this is the most highly anticipated game that's going to be played this Sunday at M&T Bank Stadium. The 3-2 Baltimore Ravens are hosting our Washington Commanders, who currently sit at 4-1, and it's the Lamar Jackson versus Jaden Daniels Bowl, the all-aura quarterbacks bowl, the bowl of two black excellence quarterbacks, and I cannot wait to go. Cody said Lamar is 21-3 all time against the NFC. Let's make them 21-4. Let's effing go. I can't tell you if I've ever been this confident going into a game like this. We would never feel confident going into a game versus the Ravens as we do right now. But things change fast when you have competency coaching your football team. Things change fast, and the trajectory and the level of expectation suddenly is a meteoric rise when you have someone like number 5 quarterback in your football team. And you're going to hear comparisons galore this week between Lamar Jackson and Jaden Daniels. Engraven's video is going to be our guest for this one. We're having a little bit of technical difficulties, but we're going to get him in here in just a second. Huge content creator for the Baltimore Ravens, has over 75,000 subscribers to talk about it, so we couldn't have picked a better guest to do so. They think they're going to crush us on Sunday. I hate Baltimore fans. And they should, honestly, they should feel like it's business as usual on Sunday. This game is going to be a lot more exciting and anticipatory for us than it is to them, because let's call it what it is in the tri-state area. I'm not going to say the DMV, because I was told last week the DMV is whatever the metro line touches. But in the tri-state area for quite some time, the entire 2000s, Washington has been little brother to the Baltimore Ravens. They've been little brother. So it's time that little brother, we got the same type of toys Big Brother had. Little brother has grown up, and we got a G.I. Joe too. We're ready to go in the ring with our G.I. Joe of our own now. It's time for little brother to sack up and hold its end of the bargain. The Ravens have been on and off the field a model of consistency and what a lot of teams build for. Josh Harris specifically looks at the model they have going on there. Steve Bisciotti and the Ravens, they do business on and off the field as well as anybody in the league does business. You've had people on Elob's app saying we only beat Arizona because they fired Cliff and that blowing out bad teams doesn't make you good. Let them keep hating. Let them keep hating. It's okay. I don't need the approval of bots on Twitter, because those same bots told us we were going to lose all of these games. They said we were going to lose all of these games, guys. They picked us to lose the games and now want to backtrack and say, y'all haven't beaten anybody. Let me get our guest in here. My guy in gray. Oh, once again, one more time. We're going to try one more. We're having some technical difficulties. It's going in and out. I believe he's in Florida, and we know the weather's down there. Pray for Florida right now, by the way. I'm hoping everything's good on his end connection-wise. If not, I'm not even worried about it. I hope he's all good. I'm excited for this one, man. What's up, Rio? I'm currently in Hurricane in Florida, but I still got to show up. Hey, man. Prayers to everybody in Florida, including our guest today, Engraven. Everybody, please be safe and put your safety first before anything else. F this show. F whatever you else got planned to do. I hope everybody's good, and prayers out to Florida, because Milton is supposed to be pretty serious, man. My thoughts are with you in Florida. Yeah, we got to make sure y'all take care of yourself out there, man. It's hard getting respect out here. All I keep hearing is talk to me if you beat the Ravens. I know. We're held at ridiculous standards. That's how you know things have already changed that fast. We went from evaluation season, let's try to squeak out 6 to 8 wins while proving that we have a quarterback, to, is Washington running the NFC East? Does Washington have an MVP candidate at quarterback? Is Washington a top 5 team in the NFL? Oh, they ain't beat nobody. Last time I checked, we were 4-13 football team last year, losing 8 in a row to close out the season. Now it's, oh, but they beat the Browns. They beat the Cardinals. You see the Cardinals on Sunday, they went into San Francisco and handled business. They beat the Giants. Y'all see the Giants on Sunday? They went up to Seattle and beat a 3-1 football team. They can get respect for that, but we can't get respect for beating them. It's okay. We don't need but we don't need everybody's respect. We don't need everybody's respect, so I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it. His name is Rio and dances upon the fans who don't recognize the talent we have in hand. Washington is in North Laurel too. Hoko gives one clap after Patia. Let me get 2 claps and a Ric Flair. Woo! Oh, man. Shout out to Frankie Louvu and company, man. We're definitely praying for Florida over here. Might have to hit up a sports bar for this game. Watch it wherever you got to watch it. And you know we're going to be live all Sunday morning and afternoon. I'm starting my watch party on Sunday at about 9:30 a.m. 9:30 a.m. And we going, let me see. One second. His mic isn't working in StreamYard. We're having some technical difficulties. Let me see if he tried unplugging it. We might be down to guess, y'all. Let's see. We'll see. I'm seeing if StreamYard is having technical difficulties with the microphone. It's funny, the narrative out there. We haven't played any teams that were good, although Cincy was it. Arizona was going to walk us, and Cleveland was our first dig. You know, they switched. They moved the goalposts a little farther each week. We didn't play a good defense. Jim Schwartz doesn't lose to rookie quarterbacks. We dog them, and they say you didn't beat anybody. Arizona played a tough game with Detroit and a tough game with Buffalo. Y'all aren't ready for that offense. Kyler Murray's going to skate all over Cliff Kingsbury. We beat them by 28. Y'all ain't beat nobody. We finally beat the Giants. It's, oh, but y'all ain't scoring any touchdown. So we're moving the goalposts. They're telling me that field goals aren't real points anymore. I don't know what it is at this point. Let me see if we can get this one going. Your mic working, my guy?
I hope so. I hope so. Can you hear me?
It sounds crystal clear on my.
Oh, man.
Welcome to the channel, man. We had a little bit of technical difficulties. My God. Engraving videos, over 75,000 subscribers, leader of Team Keep It Clean. How we doing this morning, my guy?
I'm good. I wish my mic was doing better, but I'm good. I appreciate you having me on, especially short notice too.
Absolutely. Very short notice. And I know you're in Florida right now, and I know how things could go. Prayers out to you. I hope all of y'all take care down there. We got to anticipate. We have a game people are anticipating this Sunday. How are you feeling coming into this one?
Oh, I'm excited about it, man. I've been loving just watching everything that Jayden Daniels been doing. I love how accurate he is, but at the same time, like a lot of times accuracy, like when you have really, really accurate numbers and high completion percentage, I feel like it can be sort of misleading because there can be quarterbacks that just dink and dunk, and the accuracy will look super high. The completion percentage will be super high, but that's not what it is with Jayden Daniels because he'll do the dink and dunk, but he'll take them shots too. And he is very accurate with that deep ball. So that's something that's scary about Jayden Daniels too. So I'm looking forward to this matchup a lot, man.
And you know exactly what an MVP top-level quarterback looks like. Y'all got Lamar Jackson, the most hated on and scrutinized quarterback in this entire league. Lamar has 2 MVPs last year. Well, you would say that I hate the cliche, but it's Super Bowl or bust every year going forward for the Ravens, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. Last year was terrible how it ended. I really thought like, oh yeah, everything's shaping up. Everything was lining up perfectly for the Baltimore Ravens, especially as far as health, especially as far as just them taking care of games that a lot of other times, a lot of other years, and a lot of other seasons that they would not have taken care of. They were finishing. They were blowing some teams out. When they went up against head-to-head with playoff teams, they were just dusting them. But then, of course, we know how the AFC Championship game ended up going, and it was a sad story. So, but yeah, it is still Super Bowl or bust. I think when you have a quarterback like Lamar Jackson, it has to be that. And then with a lot of other players around him too. And then you look at John Harbaugh. John Harbaugh, he won a Super Bowl. It was a long time ago now, but he did win a Super Bowl. He got Super Bowl experience. So yeah, the way that these teams have been constructed, and we as Ravens fans, we do got some gripes about some of the roster construction for the team, but they still overall have been some pretty good teams, and we just been wasting them away. So it's time to finish that, man.
12 years since your last Super Bowl, but I
Mhm.
promise you that's not that long when it comes to teams like us that's been waiting about 33 years to get
Mm.
back to the big dance. I see
Yeah.
some Ravens fans talking about, is it time to move on from John Harbaugh? What is your
Mhm.
retort to that?
There've been some previous years when I felt like it had already been time. Even after last year, it's like what we talked about. The same thing, the same issues just keep happening over and over and over. And I know for a lot of people on the outside looking in, it can sound crazy. Like, what? Ravens say y'all want to move on from John Harbaugh? Really? Are y'all that spoiled? Are y'all that crazy? What's wrong with y'all? But when we see the potential of these teams and it all comes crashing down in the same way, that's what's been so frustrating. I know that there's been stats that have been talked about, blown leads under John Harbaugh. This has been something that's been going on pre-Lamar Jackson. It even happened in the Super Bowl. Like Ravens jumped out to a huge lead in the Super Bowl. Then, of course, the lights went out. Everybody was just chilling for a while. Then the 49ers, they start crawling back in the game. And Ravens almost blew that one. But that had been something that had been going on for a long time. But with John Harbaugh, after the Super Bowl, in the playoff games, especially in the Lamar era, they keep on doing the same thing. And it's why a lot of us Ravens fans have been so frustrated, is because they keep ending the same way. 2019, Lamar Jackson, MVP, Ravens, best team in the league. They started off the season 2-2, then went on a 12-game winning streak, finished the season 14-2, number one seed. They killed it. So they get to the playoffs. They're the number one rushing team in the league by far, not even close. They broke so many records that year on the ground. What do when they get to the playoffs? They stop running the ball. They decide, you know what, we're not going to run the ball. And it's like, really, how do we had the best team in the league? We had a number one, but we're not going to run the ball. Really, what's that about? So then you fast forward to last year, best team in the league, number one in rushing. Did so many things right. The defense was amazing too. They were real deal. The Texans playoff game, they started off a little bit shaky, but then they took off. Chiefs playoff game, you at the crib, you at M&T Bank Stadium, you at home, you got the number one seed again, best team in the league again. And what they decide to do, hey, you know what? We're not going to run the ball. For what? Why would we run the ball? What's the point in doing that? So it's like, and not that the run game is the only thing, but if that's your bread and butter, if that's what got you to the position where you at in the first place, then you use that. And you do it till teams can't stop it. What made it even more frustrating last year was that the previous week, the Chiefs played the Bills, and the Bills ran for like almost 200 yards on them. So I remember looking at that game, I'm thinking, oh, man, I know it's the Chiefs, but still, this is set up perfectly for the Ravens. Oh, this is going to be sweet, man. I know the Chiefs going to bring it now. I don't expect no blowout, especially if it being a playoff game. But I'm like, oh, yeah, this is Ravens. Like, this is lining up so perfectly for them. And then what happened? They said, we're not going to run the ball with our running backs. No, thanks. So it's frustrating seeing the same thing happen over and over and over, especially when the Baltimore Ravens have been such a good team. So we just feel like we've questioned it. We've questioned, like, has Harbaugh gotten as much as he possibly can out of the Baltimore Ravens? And this is another year where we'll see. Like, there had been, I remember after the Ravens started 0-2, there was a lot of talk about possibly moving on from John Harbaugh from Ravens fans. We had a lot of conversations about that. Now, it is something that it's not going to happen, especially during the season. Like, for the Ravens to move on from John Harbaugh at all, like, it would take like the biggest failure in the world and then some more on top of that. So John Harbaugh, he's not going to get fired. He's not ever going to get fired from the Ravens. He's going to go out on his own terms when that time does come. So us as Ravens fans, we're just hoping for the best.
Yep, he's a Ravens lifer for real. And like you just said, I'm glad you added all that context, because unless you're in it, unless you're living internally in it like us fans do, we follow our teams closer than outsiders. It sounds crazy from the outside hearing Harbaugh up to be fired, but on and off the field, for such a long time, the Ravens have done business in a way that my team would love to imitate. Now that we got a bad owner out of our building, the way that Steve Bisciotti does business, the way that Ozzie Newsome used to do business, passed it down to Eric DaCosta. Y'all lost Joe Ortiz this offseason when the other Harbaugh brother took him. Did y'all's front office just keep it pushing, business as usual?
Oh, man, you good. You know your stuff, man. I appreciate that. Like, that's some deep fan, like, real information right there.
We get into it. We get active.
I see. But yeah, they just had to keep it moving. And Joe Ortiz, it's a lot of previous Baltimore Ravens that went over there to the Chargers. Obviously you mentioned Jim Harbaugh. Well, he was technically a previous Raven because he played quarterback for the Ravens a long time ago. But he J.K. Dobbins, Gus Edwards, Joe Ortiz, Hayden Hurst, I think, went over there. Ben Mason went over there. The previous, so it's been a lot of previous Ravens that went over there. But yeah, Ravens, that's one thing that they do a pretty good job of when it comes to the front office, just always having a plan in place, not being like super shell shocked when somebody leaves who they either wanted to retain. They usually know what's going on. Like even you mentioned, you talked about Ozzie Newsome earlier. Ozzie Newsome obviously was a previous general manager for the Ravens, and with Eric DeCosta, he had been getting offered a lot of job opportunities throughout the years, but the Ravens kept denying. You're like, man, they really blocking this guy from getting a job, but it ended up because he was the plan in place to take over for for Ozzie Newsome. So it's just business as usual, man. You know how these things go when coaches move on. You gotta keep it pushing.
You always got to keep pushing, and the Ravens always do so. Coming off an MVP, best record in the league season, loss in the AFC title game. How does the rich get richer? They add Derrick Henry on the roster. In the first couple weeks of the season, they were trying to figure out exactly how to get the ball rolling. Ever since, he's been going crazy. He's just under 600 yards, 6 touchdowns this season. What has that addition of King Henry been like to that offense?
It's been amazing. And he started off, I guess, technically semi-slow, but then once they got it rolling, they ain't stopped or look back since. And I love the fact that we talked about earlier, bread and butter, man. Bread and butter. Make life easier for everybody. And that's exactly what Derrick Henry's been doing. He's made life easier for Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson hasn't had to put on the Superman cape as much. He still had to pull it out, but he has not had to put on that Superman cape as much. And that's something that us Ravens fans have just been wanting for a very, very long time. We've been wanting there to be somebody else besides Lamar Jackson. Obviously, your quarterback, he's the most important person on the team. But with the Baltimore Ravens, with Ravens, Lamar does a lot. He would always be, obviously, the leading passer of the team, but also every year be the leading rusher. So we were hoping there would be somebody that would alleviate that from him. We've been wanting that for years. And when they brought in Derrick Henry, we think, okay, that could be it. And that has been it. Derrick Henry not only leading the Ravens in rushing, but leading the league in rushing. And the Ravens, they keep on feeding him. And it's so important that they do that. But also that makes Todd Monken, Ravens offensive coordinator, his job easier. That makes the receivers' job technically easier, even though I know it could be frustrating as a receiver because you want to make plays. You want to catch the ball. You want to get involved. But it just makes the whole game plan easier. If the run is working and the run is dominant, it's like, all right, stick to it. Now, in this last game against the Bengals, the run was not dominant at all. Derrick Henry had his little moments here and there, but previous to his overtime run for 51 yards, he ran the ball about 14 or 15 times for 40-something yards. So Bengals were holding that down. But then we were glad to see, again, you keep feeding them. Lamar Jackson in that last game, he was Superman in that game. He started going crazy. Ravens were down by 10 points 3 different times throughout that game. They obviously came back. But where it got really scary because Lamar, he had to be Superman, but then he had a not so Superman moment where he fumbled that snap. And when he fumbled that snap and the Bengals recovered it, it was looking like, oh man, here we go. But then their holder, he fumbled the snap. So their kicker ended up missing. And it was just a crazy, crazy game. And then I felt like in that moment, Lamar was like, you know what? I've been being Superman, but you know what? Let me give somebody else the cape. So they gave it to Derrick Henry, and he pretty much closed it out, and Ravens got the win. So Derrick Henry has just been amazing as a Baltimore Raven. We're very grateful to have him on the squad.
Yeah, man, big players make big plays in big moments. And Derrick Henry with that big run in overtime, I had felt like when I watched the condensed version, I hadn't seen him since the first quarter. I was like, where did he go? But it was the shootout, and Lamar was doing it with it. I know Lamar is happy that he don't have to mix it up on the inside on the goal line anymore. He finally got a running back that can punch it in. He don't got to worry about throwing his body in there for quarterback sneaks or options on the goal line. But our rushing attack, your rushing attack, the top 2 rushing attacks in the entire league. Y'all are the best rushing defense in the league. We got a bit of a 4-headed monster with B-Rob, Austin Eckler, Jeremy McNichols, and Jaden Daniels. It's a game of attrition. Which one's going to get the best out of the other on Sunday? Your best rushing defense, our rushing offense. What have you seen from us so far through 5 weeks?
Hey, you be on it, man. I really commend you, man, because you know your stuff. So I really appreciate that, man. We're gonna see. We're gonna see. Austin Eckler, he's somebody who I thought when y'all first signed him, I was like, oh, okay. I mean, see what they get out of him. But he's been when he's been healthy. I know there was a game where he missed the rest of the game, but when he's been healthy, he's been solid, man. Austin Eckler been doing his thing, so he showed that he still got some juice left in the tank. But where I would be worried about the most, as far as Russia, is Jaden Daniels, because Jaden, like some quarterbacks like a Joe Burrow, like a Patrick Mahomes, to where they have deceptive speed. They're not fast, but they have deceptive speed to where if things are covered up, if the defense they playing lockdown defense on their receivers, nobody getting open, then Joe Burrow and Patrick Mahomes, they could take off on you. They ain't fast, but they could get like a sneaky amount of rushing yards on a scramble. But Jaden Daniels is not sneaky. Like, that man is fast. That man got some real speed. There was a game, I want to say it was the Bengals game a couple of weeks ago when y'all played them. And there was a play where Jaden Daniels, he dropped back. Nobody was getting open. So he started taking off, and it looked like he was falling to the ground, but he put his hand on the ground, knee didn't touch, and he made like this quick cut and then just took it. It was crazy, man. I'm like, man, this dude is not only fast, but he's quick too. And when you combine both of them together, that's very dangerous. So with Austin Eckler, he's going to get his opportunities. With Brian Rock, the running back's going to get their opportunities. But where I would be the most worried as a Ravens fan would be Jaden Daniels, because Ravens, like, they got to be extra on point when it comes to him. In order to stop that, it has to be a big game from the interior defensive lineman. Because not only in the run defense against the running backs, but it's certainly with the pass rush against Jaden Daniels too. Because when you bring pressure from the outside, that's one thing. Quarterback can step up in the pocket or whatnot. Yep. But when you bring pressure interior, that's a lot more dangerous. Even for quarterbacks that can take off, when you bring that pressure straight up the middle, it flushes them so much more. So hopefully with Nnamdi Madubuike, with Travis Jones, with Michael Pierce, they can get that interior pressure on Jaden Daniels.
Yep. And for our strength point right now, surprisingly to a lot of teams in the league, it's our offensive line. They see us bring in Bobby Johnson, who coached the Giants O-line, which was the worst in the league last year. And they thought, wow, how's he going to help the 31st ranked O-line in the league? Suddenly, our new additions, Tyler Biadasz, Nick Allegretti, our rookie Brandon Coleman, who's splitting reps at left tackle with Cornelius Lucas. Our backs are blocking. Our receivers are blocking. Our tight ends are blocking. That's why the run game's working. That, and like you said, the threat of Jaden Daniels' legs. Not even when he takes off, the threat that he could pull it on the option, the threat that if there's nothing there in the passing game, that terrifies defenses, and both of us have quarterbacks that do that to the opposing defensive coordinator. So Mike McDonald leaves y'all to take the job in Seattle. The rushing defense, still number one in the league. The passing defense, however, I know you've played Burrow. I know you've played Allen. I know you've played Mahomes. The passing defense is 29th in the league right now. Talk to me. Why y'all getting dotted up on the regular right now, man?
Oh, it's been rough, man. Ravens, they defend that run all day and every day right now. But as far as defending the pass, it just does not happen, man. There will be miscommunications. There will be breakdowns. There will be missed assignments. And then something that the Ravens had gotten a lot better at over the years, there can be poor tackling. That certainly was a big part of what happened this past week against the Bengals. But I think one of the biggest things has just been missed assignments, just some people just playing out of position. One thing that Zach Orr seems to still be getting the feel of is his personnel, is just putting them in the positions to be successful. And that's something that's super important. I think with Roquan Smith right now, he has been having a pretty rough season. The middle of the field has just been getting destroyed by so many different teams. But I think an even bigger issue that the Baltimore Ravens pass defense has had is just finishing games out. Because in most of the games, the Ravens, they jump out to a good lead in the pass defense in the first and second quarter, usually in the first half, the majority of it, they're pretty good. They do a really good job, but it's those second half just complete collapses that it's just been killing them. It's been killing them, and that is a really big issue. So I feel like teams have been making adjustments to Zach Orr, but Zach Orr hasn't necessarily been making adjustments to teams because they figure out a way how to just take advantage of different things with the Baltimore Ravens defense. I know specifically our safeties right now, minus Kyle Hamilton, but our safeties right now, Marcus Williams and Eddie Jackson. They've been struggling a bit, especially Eddie Jackson. He's brand new to this defense, brand new to this team. So I wonder if it's just something where he's struggling to catch on to the playbook, or just it's just miscommunications and misunderstandings with the defense. But hopefully he can get right, because a lot of the blown coverages, they've been on his side of the field. So Ravens just they got to tighten that stuff up, man, because like we mentioned earlier with Jaden Daniels and the Commanders, it ain't no dink and dunk offense. They're gonna take those shots, and they're gonna take those deep shots. They ain't afraid to throw that ball down the field, and that's where we certainly been struggling at a lot. So I feel like this could be a game where Ravens, like, if they don't fine tune that stuff, then it could get ugly. But it's important that they get it on point.
Yep, because Jaden Daniels is definitely capable of picking a defense apart, and he's going to take his chances. Go ball, Terry McLaurin. It sounds like that week him and Marlon Humphreys are going to be going at it. Marlon caught a big interception and helped swing that game in y'all's favor on Sunday versus Cincinnati. But I'm excited to see this one, man. I know all of the hype around this one is Jaden versus Lamar. People are trying to, Lamar 2.0. Let these men be their own person.
Exactly.
When you hear these comparisons, I know you know that stylistically they're very different, but you see swagged out aura, black quarterback, can run past defenders easily. What do you feel about those comparisons when you hear it about Jaden?
With the comparisons, sometimes people can be very, very lazy at times. People see a quarterback that's black that can run. They go, okay, Lamar Jackson. like you mentioned, just let him be Jaden Daniels, man. Lamar is Lamar. Jaden Daniels is Jaden Daniels. Both two amazing quarterbacks. Both quarterbacks that are saving their franchises. I saw a sign that somebody had in the last game that y'all played against, who was it? The Browns, right?
The Browns.
Where somebody had, like those presidential signs where they have the president on the picture, but they had Jaden Daniels on the picture and it said hope. And I said, oh yeah, okay, there it goes, man. He just brought life back into the Commanders. And I was just talking to my guy Juan yesterday, and he brought up a really good point, how the Commanders, like, recently, they just been, as far as all the Dan Snyder stuff and just all the negativity that has been surrounding the franchise for the longest. Dan Snyder obviously been out, but it's nice to see positivity within the Commanders for their fans, their franchise and all that, because winning can change a lot of stuff, as you know. Winning can change stuff just like that. So it's been nice to see. But as far back to the comparisons, they're gonna happen. They're gonna happen all the time. And that's just it's just what people do. But I think it's important that the actual quarterbacks don't get caught up in the comparisons, but more importantly, the fans, because what oftentimes happens with the fans when they get caught up in the comparisons, then it makes them take out the respect for both quarterbacks, because you can have Ravens fans about Jaden Daniels. I haven't seen any, but it's possible. I've definitely seen it when it comes to Joe Burrow and Josh Allen, because there's been a lot of comparisons. Fans will be like, if somebody gets compared to Lamar, and they'll be, oh no, that quarterback's trash, he's garbage. Meanwhile, he's not trash. He's not garbage. They just don't like that quarterback being compared, and it can be the same from fans to Lamar Jackson. They say, oh, he's terrible. He's this, he's that. No, he's not. But both quarterbacks, it's okay to commend both quarterbacks. It's okay to say both are good. So I just, that's the one thing that I don't like about the comparison. I don't ever really mind the comparison. I know some of them can be lazy at times, but that's the part that I dislike the most, when fans, they just start trying to tear both quarterbacks down, or one quarterback down to build up the other, because that's not necessary in my opinion.
And nowadays, that is fandom and social media in a nutshell. It is either or mentality. It's like two legends cannot coexist. Like, come on, man. We can let guys be great on their own terms. They're doing it so much with Jaden Daniels and Caleb Williams right now. I'm looking at y'all 5 games that y'all played so far this season. What happened versus Vegas in the fourth quarter, man? Because y'all know y'all ain't got no right losing to the Las Vegas Raiders, man.
You ain't lying, man. Again, those fourth quarter, those second half collapses by the defense. We had a 10-point lead in the fourth quarter at the crib. Left. Yeah, and they just, everything started falling apart. Lamar Jackson, he technically threw an interception, but he threw the ball to Rashad Bateman. It hit Rashad Bateman right in the hands. And Rashad Bateman dropped it. Robert Spillane picked it off. Justin Tucker, there was the miss field goal that changed momentum too. It just got ugly, and then the defense, they just couldn't stop Gardner Minshew. There was a real big questionable call as far as pass interference on Brandon Stevens against Devontae Adams, but still, you don't want the calls. They can obviously impact the game, but you don't want that to be the end all be all. But the Ravens, it's just the fourth quarter collapses, man. The fourth quarter collapses. With Gardner Minshew, this is the second time in 2 years, because this year he beat us. He came in M&T Bank Stadium and beat us with the Raiders. Last year he came in M&T Bank Stadium and beat us with the Colts. So Gardner Minshew, he been having our number. And it's been sad to see. But yeah, that game was terrible, because I went into that game thinking, oh yeah, it's gonna be a blowout. Ravens gonna take care of business in a major way.
Right,
the Raiders,
get right game.
Yeah, but they didn't. So and it's the little things. That's what it's been with the Ravens. It's been the little things. They lose to the Chiefs by inches. They lose to the Raiders. Yeah, exactly. That was crazy, man. But they lose to the Raiders by 3. So it's just been small fine-tuning that they need to do, small adjustments that they need to do. Now with the pass defense, they got some big adjustments to make there, because they've been pretty bad. But for the most part, it's just been some little here and some little there. And Ravens, they've been back on point. It's been nice to get back in the win column again.
Okay, and not to bring any more memories of that game back, there's a receiver that wears number 17 on the Las Vegas Raiders. I see you on your channel. I see the Raiders fans talking. Y'all see Carr gonna miss some time. It is a dysfunction circus in New York. Are y'all feeling like the favorites for the services of Devontae Adams right now?
That's what we keep hearing. We'll see. It's not a very Raven-like move to make.
It is.
But I just feel like this would be such a great opportunity for the Ravens to get out of their shell, get out of their comfort zone, and make a move for somebody like a Devontae Adams. He would be by far the best receiver that Lamar Jackson has ever played with. Lamar Jackson has never gotten to play with an elite receiver. Despite that, he still has 2 MVPs. So it's like, if he got those 2 MVPs without ever playing with an elite receiver, just imagine what he could do with an elite receiver. You look at somebody like Derrick Henry. Because Lamar Jackson has never really played with an elite running back. He played with Mark Ingram. Mark Ingram was really good, but he wasn't elite. Derrick Henry is an elite running back, and you see what he's doing for the Baltimore Ravens right now. So just imagine an elite receiver combining with a Derrick Henry, combining with a Lamar Jackson. It would just make the Baltimore Ravens that much better. So we're hoping that it ends up happening. We're not necessarily counting on it, because again, this is not something that the Baltimore Ravens do. But we've been watching every single move, checking my phone every 2 seconds. Do we got Devontae? No, okay, not yet. Okay, cool. We'll check it later. But we hoping, but we'll see.
Do you have like a flip side to that coin, where you feel like if y'all did bring in Adams, y'all are going to ignore your bread and butter that you've been harping on and start throwing it to Devontae and Zay Flowers? Because that gives an offensive coordinator a whole lot of ideas. Like, hey, we can swing this football around now.
Oh yeah, that's a really, really good question too. I would think not, but it is nice to have the option to be able to, because you see Ravens, number 1 rushing team in the league, but against the Bengals, it ain't look like it. It ain't look like, because Bengals were holding it down, but Ravens were like, okay, you're gonna stop the run? Yeah, we'll get Rashad Bateman going. We'll get Zay Flowers doing his thing. We get Charlie Kohler, Isaiah Likely, Mark Andrews. We'll get contributions from other people too. It ain't gotta just be one way. So if you brought in a Devontae Adams, that could be something that you could sell him on. Like, look, you see what we did? Like, it ain't just got to be Derrick Henry. You're going to get yours, but just stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. Having a Devontae Adams would be amazing. He can make this team that much better, but he can make the team that much more versatile. But it is still important that the Ravens, if they did get a Devontae Adams, or if they ended up getting somebody else, that they don't forget about their bread and butter, especially in the most crucial moments.
Absolutely. And smash that like button. We got over 400 in the chat right now. Make sure y'all subbed up to Engraven's vids, because there are big brothers up north. He's doing his thing with 76,000 subs on that side. And clearly this brother knows ball. He speaks it. It is nothing to him. I'm going to ask you about your X factors in the game. We can sign off with a score prediction on your end, because I know you got to get out of here. But who are your X factors? Maybe someone the typical fan would not think of on Sunday. You can give me one for offense and one on the defensive side of the ball.
If we're going somebody that fans wouldn't be really paying attention, because obviously Lamar Jackson, obviously Derrick Henry.
I would say
I would say Zay Flowers. And I know that that could sort of be an obvious one too. But just the Ravens finding different ways to get Zay Flowers involved, because that's something that they've been big on. Just keeping him involved in the game. He's Baltimore Ravens, their leading receiver. They use him a lot in the passing games on screens, in jet sweeps. They find a way for Zay Flowers to get his hands on the ball. So if Zay Flowers can stay involved, and they can be successful with that, then that could be a big X factor on offense. As far as defense, I would say the inside linebackers, both Roquan Smith and Trenton Simpson. Like we talked about earlier, Roquan Smith, he's been struggling this season. But if they can get the middle of the field short up, and if they can get that taken care of, then that can just be huge for the Baltimore Ravens. Trenton Simpson, he's looked a lot better than Roquan Smith, even though this is just his second year. He's looked a lot faster, just a lot more better in pass coverage. So just to see Zach Orr implement a lot more of Trenton Simpson. But even more importantly, the nose, I know you just said one on each, but just to give a third one, Eddie Jackson. Okay. Yeah, Eddie Jackson would be big, just for him to really get a grip on this defense, really get a grip for covering the deep middle of the field, the side, just for him to not be giving up these big plays like it has been happening over the past couple of weeks. So for him to just have a much, much, much better game, then that could help a lot.
Ravens love them some Alabama Crimson Tide football players. They love them some players from a big program, man. They do it big down there in Baltimore. I'd say my X factors for Sunday, Luke McCaffrey on offense. This is the little brother of Christian McCaffrey, the son of Easy Ed McCaffrey. This is the hardest working receiver on the team. Hasn't had a breakout game yet, despite being fifth in the league on consistent separation on his route. He blocks like a left tackle. He runs his routes like it's his last route in the league on every play of the game, and he's been open, but Jaden has not looked his way quite yet. I think this is the game where you want to pay attention to number 12 on our offense on that side of the ball. Defensively, this is not someone that our fans aren't accustomed to, but a linebacker that the rest of the league needs to pay attention to, and that's Frankie Louvu. Frankie Louvu is the best player on our defense. A lot of people wouldn't know that. He wears number 4. He's Samoan. He got the team doing Samoan chants in the locker room pregame. He's bringing that energy. He had 2.5 sacks, 7 tackles, and a forced fumble recovery on Sunday. Leads the team in sacks. We use him like a budget-priced Micah Parsons. Dan Quinn is utilizing him like Micah Parsons in Dallas. He's our off-ball linebacker, but we're sending him off the edge. We're blitzing him through the A and B gap. He's the Swiss Army knife for this defense. Pay attention to number 4 because he's probably going to be following Lamar Jackson around all day. He did it to Deshaun Watson, but I don't even know who that man is that wears that number 4 jersey for Cleveland anymore. So it's a different ball game when we talk about your quarterback. So that's who I think y'all need to pay attention to on Sunday. Frankie Louvu and Luke McCaffrey. But so I can get you out of here. You see all the hype that's surrounding there. Talking game of the week, potential game of the year. It's going to be hard to top Cincinnati, Baltimore. But your score prediction for Sunday's game is?
Score prediction. I know y'all going to hate me. I'm going to say.
No, keep it real. Keep it above.
Yeah, I'm going to say 31-17 for a couple of reasons. The reason I say that, I saw somebody put in the chat earlier. They put 22-2. So we'll see, man. But Lamar Jackson, I don't know what it is about Lamar versus the NFC, where he just been dominant against the NFC, 22-1 versus the NFC. So maybe he's treating every game like it's a Super Bowl or something when he comes to the NFC. I don't know. But even more importantly than that, Ravens are they're trolls. They are a troll team. Reason I say that is because they'll go out there and they'll bring our expectations with certain stuff way down, like the pass defense, like with scoring defense. And we'll be like, man, what is going on with them? They've been terrible. It's been this is disgusting. What kind of defense is this? And we'll see it for a while. Then all of a sudden, when we have low expectations for their defense, that's when they end up just showing out and doing something crazy. So that's what I expect them to do this weekend. I'm just looking forward to a really, really good game. I'm looking forward to a fun game. If it ends up being a close one, I wouldn't be surprised at that either. But I'm going 31-17 in favor of the Baltimore Ravens.
And as we expect you to, because while we're worked up, we're hyped, we can't wait for the battle of the Beltway. For a team with Super Bowl aspirations, this is just another week 6 game to y'all. So y'all don't have that underdog mentality. Y'all don't have that we need to show the world who we are, because y'all already know who you are. But I'm going to keep riding our underdog mentality until I see us get humbled. May humble pie await us at M&T Bank? It's possible, but I got Washington with a 1-point victory, 31-30, in a combination of a shootout and opportunistic defense. Someone's defense is going to score. A special teams play, a big play is going to happen. It's not necessarily going to be offense like the Cincinnati and Baltimore game, but I got us getting the ball last, and Jaden Daniels' mania is going berserk after he leads a game-winning drive to kick a game-winning field goal, 31-30. I'm saying, what is that? That's 3 touchdowns. That's 20. No, so I got us scoring 3 touchdowns. That's the four touchdowns and a field goal. That's 5 scoring drive. 31-30. I got us coming out of there with the victory. So just in case we do go up there and win that game Sunday, what's the mood if this rookie comes into y'all stadium and handles business?
Hey, I mean, either way, have it go. There's gonna be respect for Jaden Daniels one way or another.
Okay.
But if the Ravens were to lose this game, then that would put us at 3-3. So everything just all depends on how it goes down. Obviously, a loss is a loss, whether it's a pretty loss or it's an ugly loss. It's still an L in a loss column. But everything just depends on exactly how it happens. So, hey, we're gonna see in a couple of days, man. It's gonna be fun though. It's gonna be fun regardless of what happens, man.
Yep. Last one on the way out the door. The Ravens season in 2024 ends in what? Go ahead, say it, man. Go ahead, call it, man. Call your shot.
What I wanted to, they still look shaky right now. They got some stuff to work on, but in the year 2000, the 2000 season, they won the Super Bowl, 2001. 12 years later, in the 2012 season, they won the Super Bowl in 2013. Last year, I for sure thought they was about to win the Super Bowl. I'm like, oh, it's 11 years later, but oh yeah, we got it. Nope, didn't happen. So it's 12 years later, and it's what 2024 season. Might as well continue that 12-year streak of winning the Super Bowl every 12 years. So might as well, man, just to keep it going.
Okay, man, I appreciate it. And I appreciate you for dropping by and blessing the program today. I hope everything goes all right for y'all down there, and y'all appreciate it. Milton, man. Let folks know where they can find you on your way out.
No, thank you again for having me on. This was a lot of fun, and appreciate everybody in your comment section too for chiming in, talking that trash. I love it, man. So this was cool, man. My channel is Engraving Vids. We talk Ravens on there all day, every day, 7 days a week, literally every single day of the year. No days off. So if you want to come through, check it out. You're more than welcome to. It's Team Keep It Clean. So we have fun. We talk our trash on there, but we have a good time. We do it all with respect. My Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, everything is Engraving Vids. So thank you again for coming through, man. For having me.
Appreciate you, and best of luck on Sunday, my guy.
Appreciate you, man. Keep doing your thing.
Yep. Take care down there, man. All right, y'all. We've heard the Ravens take on it. We've heard the Baltimore Ravens take on the game. Let's mix it up and let's see what y'all are talking about. They are currently 6.5-point favorites, which is to be expected. To be expected. We're not supposed to have a shot in this game. And I'm pretty sure when you look around, everybody's going to pick us to lose this game on Sunday. Who's going to pick Washington to beat the Baltimore Ravens? We've been little brother in the tri-state area. I'm not going to say the DMV because I was told Baltimore is not part of the DMV because the DMV is whatever the metro touches. So I ain't going to go there. But y'all know how it is when it comes to Baltimore. We play every 4 years. We're like the election. How y'all feeling, man? I got 31-30. I'm about to pull up these NFL Network picks in just a second. We're going to see what NFL Network thinks of this matchup. I think we're looking at game of the week. I think we're looking at possible game of the year. the future versus the now, the future MVP versus the right now. Look at what NFL Network feels about this one. Daniel Jeremiah, 28-24. Colleen Wolfe, 36-30 in overtime. Adam Rank, 33-28. Marcus Grant, 34-28. Shout out Bucky Brooks. Shout out to the former Tar Heel Bucky Brooks. 29-28. 29 is such a wacky ass number to predict. So that's very realistic because weird shit happens when the ball gets rolling on Sundays. MJD 27-24. Nobody has the Ravens washing us. And for that, Grant Gordon is the only one that has us losing by 2 possessions in an 11-point game. But I see 33-30, 30-20. Everybody thinks this is going to be a game, y'all. Everybody thinks we're going to get these boys some run for their money on Sunday. Let's get it in, y'all. How are we feeling? Forbes on Get Back. I don't know. After posting a Bible verse on Twitter immediately following a blowout win, Forbes may be in the doghouse. He may be in the permanent doghouse. You know, an athlete's saving grace is a Bible verse after a game, and it usually don't come after you blow an opponent out. So that tells me he was not happy with playing only 4 snaps on Sunday. And what I say to that is, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, bro. If Forbes being out is what we need, if Noah Igbenogany is what we need opposite Benjamin St. Juste, then let's roll. Let's roll with it. Even with Lamar's amazing play last game, it looked like a busted play from the beginning. He's making rookie busted plays, and MVP veteran coach just saying, meanwhile, that play was fucking amazing. We are not going to downplay how amazing that shit was. He dropped the snap, picked it up, broke a tackle, stiff arm, and threw a touchdown fading out of bounds. That is next level superstar baller aura. Lamar, you're not going to hear me say a negative thing about Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson is him. He is as him gets. I love how they didn't change the card for the Metro DMV. Love it when we're the underdog. I love when you count me out. Tuck misses the game-winning field goal. 45-40. I don't think anybody's ready for a shootout like this. Oh, my God. All I know is, shout out to Engraving, man. He kills it. Man, I want my channel to be as big as his channel. I want my aesthetic to look as clean as his with the tube light. He got us scoring 17 points on Sunday. I don't know how they hold us to 17, y'all. I don't know how they hold us to 17 points, y'all. Y'all got the Ravens defense holding us to 17. They may be good against the run, but our quarterback can throw the rock. He hasn't had to throw the ball for 300 yards yet, but he can. And it's there, and the plays are there. The plays are there. We're leaving shit out there on the field. We're leaving so much meat on the bone and still dogging guys on Sunday. We're going to shock everybody this week because the Commanders going to win the same way we won the rest of the games. It's going to look the exact same way. What if we go out there and stick it to them? What if we go out there and win by 10 points on Sunday? What if we go out there and 30-20 the Baltimore Ravens on Sunday? What if we go out there and handle them boys on Sunday? I don't know if my heart is ready for a game like that, man. We're going to be on here stressed the hell out on Sunday, but we're going to have 17 before halftime. I love that confidence. Did y'all see the Ravens-Bengals game last week? It was electric. It was fun, and both teams had a million chances to win that game. We can move the ball on this team. We don't need to change our game plan. And yes, correct, Rob. Jaden lives for these games. Go back to the Florida game in college. Go back to the Alabama game in college. Jaden shows up when the lights get the brightest. Well, guess what? This is a 1 p.m. Eastern Standard kickoff at M&T Bank Stadium. It's going to be like a primetime game, but at 1 p.m. They got their A squad on it, Tony Romo, Jim Nantz, and this is going to be treated like the primetime game because the primetime game this week is Bengals versus the Giants. Boo CBS. LCBS for not allowing this game to be flexed. Also, CBS, I understand your game. I understand. I'm not letting you have Lamar versus Jaden. They're going to shoot so much promos and so much pregame hype for this game. We're not about to be out here giving that to NBC. We have to look at it from a business standpoint. Now that I've bitched about it for a week plus, I can say, I understand what CBS is doing. Y'all not taking this ratings game for us. Y'all not taking this for, bro, these networks are in competition. They are in yearly competition. They're not giving NBC this game. I would have locked it up too. I would have locked that shit up too. The Ravens defense has proven to struggle against explosive teams. After Cincinnati, their passing defense is 31st in the league. And that's with Marlon Humphrey, Eddie Jackson, Kyle Hamilton, and company. You know, Mike McDonald's not there anymore. Zachary Orr still getting his footing under him, so they don't look like the Ravens of norm right now. But man, I see opportunity. I see big play opportunity. De'Ami Brown, dare I say, he shows up for more than one game in a year. Luke McCaffrey, who has been fixing to go off for weeks now. He's popping open. Once Cliff and Jaden lock in that film room and say, you got to look at 12 at this one. You got to get to that next read, because if you do, that is a big play waiting to happen. Luke McCaffrey has been hinting at breaking out. He runs every route like it's his last route. That is Easy Ed McCaffrey's blood running through his veins. Christian, his brother, they play hard every snap. The man was trying to block Denzel Ward into the fucking tunnel on Sunday. He's going to get his payback. He's going to get his return and his payoff at some point. We win by 10. I'm on my way. Bro, we win at all, and I'm on my worst behavior. Oh, you don't want to see Rio Robinson on YouTube if we win this game on Sunday. Lord. How would they avoid missing time if they told him it needed to be surgically repaired? It's nothing you can do. Who are we talking about right now? I seen something about Kayvon Thibodeau being hurt, but we're not worried about anything that concerns the New York Giants. What if we do the Ravens like the Bills did the Jaguars? Man. All I'm saying is we know what Lamar is. One of the best. He's the most electrifying player in the league. But Washington got that thing on them too now. Washington, we got that thing on us too now. We pack that thing on us in the holster just like they do. So we could be looking in the mirror a little bit, except the Ravens defense is trending down and Washington's defense is trending up. Joe Witt just needed some time to put some pieces in the right places. We know that we don't have all the necessary ingredients yet, but Joe Witt needed a few weeks to figure out where things go. I don't want to hear about we're playing shitty offenses every week. Joe Burrow and Kyler Murray are not shitty offenses. Look what the Arizona Cardinals did on Sunday. I know it's a divisional game, but they beat the San Francisco 49ers, and that offense looks so different. How did we hold Kyler Murray to 3 rushing yards, and he goes crazy on everybody else? This defense is taking strides, and I pray for the rest of the NFL if Washington's defense even resembles mirroring the offense, because Washington has the most unstoppable offense in the league right now. We're talking about an offense that turned the ball over twice, lost the turnover battle last week to the Cleveland Browns, lost the turnover battle, and we had Tressway punting multiple times, and still put 34 on the head tops of a good Cleveland Browns defense. The reigning defensive player of the year, Myles Garrett, clean sheet on Sunday. Did he have to wash his uniform or shower after the game? Probably not. Uniform was as white as it did when he came out for pregame warm-up. Shout out to Bobby Johnson, Brandon Coleman, Cornelius Lucas, Nick Allegretti, Tyler Biotis, Sam Cosmi, Andrew Wiley, the tight ends, the running back, the wide receivers. We can block up front. Therefore, we can run on this team. They're the number 1 rushing defense in this league. They've only given up 302 rushing yards in 5 games. And you want to know why? Because they ain't played Washington's rushing attack yet. Chase Brown and Zach Moss, they not like us. Zamir White and Alexander Madison, they not like us. The Chiefs with Isaiah Pacheco and company, they not like us. James Cook is a nice, fine little running back the Buffalo Bills got. Their rushing attack is not like us. Jaden Daniels, he's giving you 60 rushing yards a game. They're only giving up 60. Boom, our quarterback gets 60. Let's keep going. Brian Robinson Jr., Austin Eckler, Jeremy McNichols. We got a three-headed attack in the backfield alone. It's Derrick Henry and Justice is okay. He's okay. They got an okay running back too. Between our running back 2 and our running back 3, the totality of our room is either an equal sign or greater than. Like Derrick Henry, we know what Derrick Henry do. He's a dog. Even at his big running back age, you saw the run he had in overtime. He's going to be a problem versus everybody. He's going to be a problem versus everybody because that's what he does. And yes, the Cardinals did it in Frisco. Louisville and Wagner will be meeting Lamar with violence. The CTE missile locked on Lamar right now. We love that, man. Y'all better have y'all shot glasses ready for Sunday. We taking shots for every good play. For those of you who partake in the drinking of alcohol, y'all go ahead and kill it, man. Y'all go ahead and kill it. Don't kill yourself, though. Save some soberness because we talking nasty. Oh, shout out to Ben Sinnott as well. I forgot to include him in the blocking. He's going to have to be unleashed in the passing game at some point, but we're not worried about that. We're letting rookies be rookies, and we're working in guys a week at a time because we definitely need some speed and wide receiver ability added on the field from the tight end. Nick Allegretti is a pit bull. We talked about it last week on the game preview, bro. I need more pit bulls on the offensive line. I need big, ugly, grown men on the offensive line. I need guys that look like they got picked on growing up in grade school because they were big and ugly. And then he was throwing them off the playground, throwing them out the sandbox. Nick Allegretti fits that to a fucking T. They think we're scrubs, and I love it. They do. And honestly, objectively speaking, we're not the Washington we've been for the last 25 years, but the last year 13-win Ravens with MVP, a game away from the Super Bowl, and they've been a contender for a majority of the last 25 years. They should look at us like, oh, that's cute. Little brother finally got some weaponry. Little brother finally got a quarterback. That's nice, but we're not worried about y'all. They should be viewing this like this is a typical Week 6 game, but it's not. It's not, and the whole world's going to be watching at 1 p.m. from M&T Bank Stadium because what we're doing is not fluky. It's not gimmicky. It's sustainable. We're kicking ass up front. We're running the ball effectively. We're matriculating the ball through the short and intermediate passing game, and we're hitting your ass deep every week. We're bombs over Baghdad once you bring the defense in. And if you're playing man-to-man defense, which the Ravens run a lot of, we will find a way to hit you over the top. We missed one week 1. We missed a couple opportunities in week 2. Week 3, we hit them. Week 4, we're finding ways to work down the field. Week 5, we hit multiple go balls, big play balls down the field. We're taking our chances, man. Need JD5 and Terry to be practicing that scramble drill. I need Terry McLaurin doing a high stepping drill. Learn how to high step, my brother, because there's no way you should have not gotten to the end zone on that rollout on the run 66-yard bomb Jaden hit you on last week. The fact that we rested our boys the whole fourth and they had to go into overtime, that is going to be the difference. And that does matter. An entire, because they used almost the entire overtime for real. Cliff holding on the bin like a card up his sleeve. Yep, and he gonna play the big joker, and it's gonna be over for him at the end. Yes, sir. We at the Rio. You already know how we get down. We going live all day Sunday. We're going to start at 9:30 a.m. for the London game on the watch party. We're going to watch Caleb Williams against the Jacksonville Jaguars from London at 9:30 a.m. And we're going to go all the way through the end of Ravens Commanders at 1 o'clock. From Germany, you love to see that. Greetings from Germany. Shout out back to y'all. I'm so sorry that y'all have to host a Giants versus Panthers game in a few weeks. I'm so sorry for your entire nation. They got to deal with 4 different running styles in one game. Ain't that right, Queen Sheen? Shout out to the gang. Family channel member. 4 different running styles in one game. And yes, we got a lot to deal with as well. Lamar Jackson is not something you stop. He's something you got to try to slow down and pick your poison with how you let him pick you apart. And Derrick Henry, makes a lot of business decisions from defenders on a weekly basis. Like, I don't want Emmanuel Forbes nowhere near a football field that Derrick Henry is on, because how can we expect Emmanuel Forbes to put his hat and his pads on a guy like Derrick Henry? That's what I'm saying. After that 17 points by that YouTuber, I'm like, we winning this now. I'm picking us to win on Sunday. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's blind homerism. I see a team we can beat on Sunday, 31-30. Go back to their week. Yes, week 2 was 4 weeks ago. I understand. Go watch the Ravens-Raiders game and tell me that's not a football team that we can beat. Go watch their game versus the Bengals last week. The Bengals were a snapper, a holder, dropping the football on the game-winning field goal away from Evan McPherson, beating them in overtime. We earned some respect this Sunday. We absolutely do. I love when they count us out. I love when they count us out. I love when they count us out. I love it too, man. What's going on, Russ? We winning this game. F all the shit they talking about. And it's a lot of their fans, they're looking right past us on the schedule. They're looking right past us, bro. This is the battle of the Beltway. They're like, oh, Washington good for the first time in a long time. They think they can rock with us. Even look how humble the picks are from the NFL Network crew. Not one single blowout is on the menu for Washington on Sunday. And I don't know how anybody can pick us to score under 20 points when we're scoring at like a 60% clip every time we touch the ball. And the Ravens' red zone defense is bottom 6 in the league right now. I believe it's 28th. 28th red zone defense, 31st against the pass. 31st against the pass. Let's do some stat predictions for Sunday. I got Jaden Daniels with his first 300-yard passing game on Sunday. I watched Joe Burrow pick him apart for just under 400 yards and 5 touchdowns on Sunday. Give me 300-plus yards for Jaden Daniels on Sunday. Give me 3 total touchdowns for Jaden Daniels on Sunday. 2 through the air and 1 on the ground. A touchdown to Luke McCaffrey, a touchdown to Terry McLaurin over Marlon Humphrey. So the 3rd touchdown of the season for Scary Terry. We have to take advantage of the 31st ranked passing defense in this league while they're still putting together chemistry and cohesion under their new defensive coordinator, Zachary Orr. Losing Mike McDonald has definitely had its effects on that defense. Cliff going to get into his bag. You know he's been planning all week. Cliff got one job to do now, and that's why he's excelling at it. He don't got to worry about getting the defense ready, checking in with the special teams coach, weekly check-ins with the owner, talking about budgets, talking about draft boards, personnel, free agent board. He don't got to run all those meetings anymore. He just gets to show up at 4 a.m. with the tape on and work with the quarterback on what they're seeing, what we missed last week, what we can get on the next defense, and I love it. Cliff Kingsbury is doing what he should be rightfully doing, calling offense. Rio gonna do that Luvu chant if we win. Oh yeah, I'm gonna do that. Oh, you talking about Lucy? You mean Luvu? We talking about Luvu? We talking about Luvu? I'll do that shit. How is Washington little brother? I thought Washington is one of the oldest franchises. We're talking about in relevancy of the last 25 years. We've clearly been little brother. Clearly been little brother. You guys gonna be an upset. You guys gonna be so upset on Sunday, humble pie. I respect it. I think there's a chance that happens, but I like the chances of us winning even more. Definitely gonna hit that whole Luvu chant. I'm gonna have y'all in the chat doing that shit in your living room. They treat us like a little brother. They have no respect. Let's go make them respect. Let's go punch him in the mouth. Y'all know that old saying, I think it was Mike Tyson. Everybody has a plan until they get punched in the mouth. I watched the Raiders punch the Ravens in the mouth in the 4th quarter of that game. I watched the Bengals punch last week, but the Ravens punch back even harder. Are we going to survive adversity? If we get down in this one, are we going to be able to handle it? 350 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 rushing. Scary Terry, 142 and a touchdown. Noah Brown, oh, you got 200-yard receivers on the day. I love it. 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 Yep, Terry's the reason why he didn't have more, for sure. Terry needs to catch 1,000 balls on the machine each week. I know we gotta the body catch bandit got to use your hands sometime, my boy. You can't throw your chest at everything. Trapping the ball against your helmet is not the way to go, but it's all good. We going up on 695. Unless we get our ass whooped, I won't even be too upset. My score prediction for the game, 31-30 Washington. 31-30 Washington. 4 touchdowns, 1 field goal. Yes, I got 4 touchdown drives, 1 field. I got 5 scoring drives versus Baltimore. That's how confident I feel about this one. And I'm saying it with my chest, and I mean it. Washington beats the Baltimore Ravens on Sunday. I mean that shit with my whole chest. What did you use to film your videos on when you first started your channel? The webcam or my laptop? The webcam. If you don't got nothing more than the webcam on your laptop or on your PC, use that. When it comes to content, you'll figure out all the equipment along as you go, the aesthetic of the show. Hit record and start practicing. Push out some episodes on your laptop. That's all you need. That's all you need. That's called raw. You can raw dog it when you start. Just start getting a rhythm of how you want your content to be. Thank you for the $4.99 donation. Y'all keep saying body catcher, but JJ Jefferson's the best in the league. He body catches. Yeah, we're not comparing the two. JJ has very good hands. He does body catch a lot, but Terry is the undisputed body catch bandit, and I love him. That's just keeping it above. 42-17. We might have a parade. We might have a parade because not only will that take us to 5-1, that's 5-1 with the Carolina Panthers coming up on the schedule next week. I smell bitch. I smell bitch coming up on the schedule. Don't let us get the 5-1 with the Bears coming, with the Panthers coming up on the schedule. But real talk, does Terry have? No, he doesn't have a drop issue. He just can't. He's not used to catching with his hands, catching in stride, and he tries to body catch everything. So sometimes his hands aren't used to it. Also, he's played with so many shitty quarterbacks in DC. He's probably not used to having same day delivery when the ball's thrown. He's not used to that shit being dropped right into his palms for him to just get his feet right and score a touchdown. He's not used to it, so I cut him some bail. I'll cut him some bail on that, man. Terry don't got hands, best contested catcher. He does have hands, but he's the body catch bandit. Hey, appreciate Steph Prince Plays. Appreciate you for joining, man. Welcome to the Rambler family. Welcome to the Rambler family where we talk all things Washington football. Can't spell win without Washington. I love it. I love it. A 50-piece boy, we be acting up. We'll be acting up all over the DMV. Washington 38, Baltimore 35. But Lamar Jackson will get sacked 4 times. As hard as he is to sack, keep doing what we're doing up front. It's more of the same game plan. I know Kyler Murray and Deshaun Watson are not Lamar Jackson, but I think your game plan to get to him is very similar. We need our anchors in the middle. Like Fadarian Mathis was balling on Sunday. Fat Phil, Fadarian, balling on Sunday. Allen and Payne, balling on Sunday. Dorrance Armstrong is a top 10 pass rusher in the league right now. He's getting pressure on a consistent basis, and he's shown me personally he's got much more than a spin move in his bag. He has a pass rush plan. Dante Fowler, best pass rush plan on the team. We need you this week. Dante Fowler is the most explosive pass rusher we have because he doesn't have the traditional build as an edge rusher. We need his speed this week. We need him and Frankie Louvu, we need them making Lamar Jackson's life uncomfortable on Sunday. Who's guarding Terry this Sunday? Marlon Humphrey. While he's one of the league's best corners, you can get his ass. You can get his podcasting ass on Sunday. He had a big interception that helped swing the game on Baltimore's side on Sunday, but 31st ranked pass defense in the league tells you that Washington will certainly have its opportunity. They will have its opportunities through the air to take advantage. So Luke McCaffrey, let's get it. Terry McLaurin, but no, we're talking about guys other than Terry. Luke McCaffrey, let's get it. De'Ami Brown, let's get it again. Let's go. Olamide Zaccheaus, let's eat on the inside. Their linebackers are struggling. Is this the week we put Ben Sinnott out there? Because Roquan Smith, an old boy next to him, I forgot his name off the top of my head. Their linebackers are struggling right now. You heard Engraving Videos tell us that. Did Noah practice this week? They just started practice today. I do not know, but I believe they anticipate Noah Brown coming back this week. I'm borderline scared if we beat the bird shit out of them. Anxiety be on 1,000. I just want the win. I got us winning by 1. I don't care if it's by 1 or 30. Win the game. I think our quarterback's good is exposing a little of Terry's ceiling. Terry got shitty quarterback withdrawals. You know, we all going through some sort of PTSD when it comes to this team. JD5's balls are hella different than the shit Terry's been catching. You know what you were doing when you worded this, modern day Clyde. You knew exactly what I peep ball game. I peep your game. Tucker misses the potential game winner, 38-35 Commanders. I'm actually glad we only have played one NFC East team so far. We're stacking up wins and it gives us some leeway. And that is a huge point. I'm glad you said this, Jay. I appreciate you for always bringing some insight to the conversation when you chime in the chat. We don't have to run into an NFC East gauntlet till later in the season. So we have chances to stack on our position atop the NFC East. You get this one versus Baltimore, you get to 5-1, right? And you're staring at Carolina at home, Chicago at home, New York on the road, and who else we got in November? Pittsburgh and Dallas at home. Man, we end the season with 2 NFC South teams. The Titans are somewhere on the schedule at home. So many winnable games because when you look at the schedule, the games become winnable when your quarterback gives you a chance in every game you go to because he's always, if not the best player on the field, the second or the third best player on the field. You have a chance in every ball game you play when the coaching staff you hired are clearly getting through to the players. While we don't have everything we need roster-wise, our coaching staff is putting guys in position to succeed. Dan Quinn brought in experience, former coordinators, former head coaches, a little bit of the above. Anthony Lynn, Cliff Kingsbury, Ken Norton Jr. Oh, my God, they hired some good coaches here. Look at Bobby Johnson and the job he's done with this offensive line. The offensive line is the X factor in every game of the season because Jaden Daniels is not getting his shit off if they were not protecting him. And the fact that they are enjoying playing for this guy and they're enjoying blocking for him, and he takes care of them. I don't know if y'all heard the story. I forgot who told this story yesterday, but apparently after the Cardinals game, Jaden pulled up to the practice facility when we got back to Ashburn, and he bought donuts and coffee for the entire O-line and said, I got to take care of my guy. I believe it was Mike Florio and Chris Sims. Apparently Jaden, off the super early, brought all types of exquisite donuts and coffee for the offensive line. Take care of your guy. He's probably buying them all a tractor, a lawnmower, or whatever big ugly people want for Christmas in a couple months. He's going to take care of his guys. Kyler is definitely the closest thing we've seen to Lamar, but there is really no close thing to Lamar because he is undeniably ridiculous, bro. Undeniably ridiculous. What you say this week, man? My man Kuda said, I'm not wrong on this one. The Ravens gonna dog us like they did the Lions last season. The fuck do we got to do with the Detroit Lions? Now you're wrong again. You're wrong in all caps. I think if we lose, they're not gonna dog us. What about us has shit to do with the Detroit Lions? So now Jaden Daniels is a statuesque quarterback like Jared Goff, right? What do we have to do with Detroit? Please enlighten me how you're right this week, because I don't see us getting blown out by too much of anybody. I would love to see the Luke breakout game being this week. With the Ravens being 31st in pass D, I can see if we set up the run, which I think we will. Then that leaves Jaden to throw darts deep to the end zone. Brother has already shown that. 300-yard day for Jaden is my prediction. 300 yards of passing Combined with the rushing, he may be close to 400 on the day. Matter of fact, I'll make that bold prediction. 400 yards of offense by the quarterback on Sunday. 400 yards, over 300 passing, and whatever number that gets us up to 400, I'm calling it 400 yards of offense. If you think about Terry, all of his wild plays are on underthrown balls where he jumps up to contort his body to make a catch against his chest above an offender. That is correct. Zach Ertz likes it up. Their linebackers are struggling. The linebackers are struggling. This is more like the Washington I know. Almost everyone gunning against us can't wait for the opportunity to prove them wrong. Absolutely. I feel it. We got over 500 in the chat. Smash that like button for your boy. Smash that like button for your boy. Commanders will win 31-28. I like it. Does Wilson breathe new life into Pittsburgh? Somebody with an arm needs to, because Justin Fields can't do it with his arm. That boy's in year 5. And they got the extendo training wheels on that offense. Boy, they do not let him take any chances. They're running on 3rd and long. That proves the confidence that they have in that guy. If Cliff unlocks Luke this game, we will win. We can't stop Daniel Jones' RPO. We won the game. So what are we talking about? We can't stop that. We won the game. We won the game. We won the game versus the Giants. What are we talking about the Giants? We're looking for new reasons to predict losses for our own team. You're going to have to do better than that, because I'm not – that's a weak-ass reason to say we're going to get blown out on Sunday. 34-26 Washington. Okay. Our staff is incredible, phenomenal, and they get through to the players. Our last coaching staff did not. Smash that like button. Ain't no reason we don't have at least 250, 300 likes on this video. We got 509 in the chat on a Wednesday afternoon. Washington just got back out to practice today. We are officially in week 6. We can wash off the Browns game off our bodies, and we know how to get ready to lock in and strap up for the Baltimore Ravens on Sunday. Washington is a 6.5-point underdog on the road to the Baltimore Ravens. Best record in the league last year. MVP of the league last year. Throw in Derrick Henry, who's leading the league in rushing. Best rushing defense in the league. Second to last worst defense guarding the rush. So, you know what we do. Number 1 scoring offense in the league to their number 2 offense in the league. Something's got to give. Our defense is trending north. Their defense is trending south. Listen to what Kuda is saying. The Ravens are hitting us with the Daniel Jones RPO. They don't got to hit us with a Daniel Jones anything. Nigga, their quarterback is Lamar Jackson. Why are you saying the name Daniel Jones in a week where Jaden Daniels and Lamar? Oh, you're tweaking on a Wednesday, bro. You're tweaking on a Wednesday, bro. Lions, the team on the come up, then got spanked. Our quarterback's not a statue. I cannot see us getting spanked on Sunday. We only played the Ravens 7 times, and our record is 3-4. Yep, we only play them like every 4 years. In 2020, Haskins was the quarterback, rest in paradise. We held firm, but we just couldn't get it going offensively. 2016, we beat them boys. Jamison Crowder ran back a kick that day. Kirk clutched it out. We beat them. 2012, possible game of the year. A combination of RG3 and Kirk Cousins won that game versus them. And we're the election year matchup. We play every 4 years. Honestly, I like it when Kuda do. Oh, yeah. As a matter of fact, Kuda, do that. Keep doing what you do, Kuda. Keep doing what you do. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I need an awful Kuda take every week during the game preview. Kuda, keep spitting that shit you talking about, my boy. Keep spitting that shit you talking about. I need it. I need it, my boy. I need it. I see what you're doing. I see the reverse sight. Keep talking that shit. Put it in all caps and put an exclamation point at the end of it. We need it, bro. Kuda's a Ravens fan. He's a Ravens fan. Come back to this. You mean like last week when you said come back to this? We're going to do it. We're going to come back to it. We're going to run it back now. We could definitely lose this ball game, but blowout, I don't know. I don't see it. I don't know if I see a blowout. 2 real points the league is not talking about. Jaden Daniels' first game, he was nervous. He shook it off. Now to him, it's like big SEC game. 2 points. He practiced with the virtual goggles every day. Masterpiece. And everybody's going to start doing it because it's a copycat league. Very good points. I just saw the recap to the game on Twitter. Took you back. Oh, man, it felt good. You're talking about all foots on the gas, all foots on the pedal video they dropped. The content team, They're paying good money to these guys because they're out here getting it right now. We got 543 in the chat. We're talking Ravens, Commanders, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time kick. M&T Bank Stadium. Washington is a 6.5-point dog. I like our chances in this one. This is a great question. Who's going to stop Austin Eckler and Brian Robinson and Jaden Daniels and Jeremy McNichols? Man, we got that on us too. We're allowed to feel confident now because we can be in it. And it looks like Marlon Humphreys may be out. I need the update. Is he questionable for Sunday? Is he DMP at practice today? This is the number one cornerback for the Baltimore Ravens. This is the matchup for Terry McLaurin on Sunday. Is Marlon Humphrey out? Because that smells like food on that side. Yes, the Ravens always have guys on guys to fill in if they're missing somebody. But if Marlon Humphrey's not a go on Sunday, boy, I smell Peruvian charcoal chicken from M&T Bank. Let's look at their cornerbacks. They got Brandon Stevens on one side and Marlon Humphrey on the other one. Oh no, is he the nickel? No. They got Marlon listed as the nickel, which is interesting on their depth chart. But it's Marlon Humphrey and Brandon Stevens. And they got the rookie, Nate Wiggins. Nate Wiggins is a baller. Ooh, we're gonna get Terry on a rookie. Nate Wiggins is balling. Nate Wiggins just got his first interception a couple weeks ago. Shout out to Nate Wiggins, by the way. He's a dog. One of the fastest corners in the chat. Yo, if Marlon Humphreys is out on Sunday, woo, we got a rookie on Terry McLaurin. I love it, man. Oh, yeah, and Marlon has been getting fried. If y'all watch Janky Rondo video, he was frying the shit out of Marlon Humphrey. Told that man to stop to stop podcasting. That secondary might as well be called Golden Corral if Humphrey doesn't play. Hell yeah, that's the Golden Corral up Arundel Mills. Shout out to him. Has some epic meals and some epic itis at that Golden Corral up there, by the way. Brings back food coma memories. I haven't seen you nowhere till now with every time. No. Let him keep saying what he's saying because it worked last time. He's trolling. Let him go with it, bro. Humphrey was seen wearing a walking boot. Yeah, Jackie Rondo. That boy's hilarious. He is hilarious. Shout out to him. You only come out to talk ish about Washington. Is that your shtick? But it's good, though. It worked last time. It definitely worked. What's going on, Adam? F that Austin running a kickoff back. And our field position will be the game average. Cut the field, then running pass. Second greatest show on turf. 41-28. I'm calling it again. We ain't no fluke. I love it, Adrian. I love it. What's going on, Adam? How's the family? How you and your brothers doing? I'm feeling good. I'm feeling like Washington's ready to put the world on notice because they've been telling us we ain't beat nobody. So we're going to have to prove that otherwise. We've been playing virtually mistake-free. These guys are competent on offense and up and down in secondary play. It's going to be a lot of yards out there to get for both teams. Oh, yeah, I feel it on both sides. 27-26. That's a very educated take right there. Who's that Edgar-looking Dallas fan milking Jaden's name? I don't even know what the channel's name, but I will be there to troll in his comments every week because dude is talking crazy. And dude clearly doesn't know football. He doesn't know any of the players that are out there. And whenever I see people try to use other people's name to grow channels and shit like that, I'm going to pop in the comments because I have shit to say for that. I have shit to say about. You're not going to sit here and try to roast my quarterback to try to get a 1,000 view video on your little ass channel. I'm going to pop in every week and check in on that situation over there. And can't wait till we play Dallas 4 days before Thanksgiving. I don't know if the league would put Dallas flexed to Sunday night 4 days before they play on Thanksgiving, but I want them to because the Sunday night game sucks that week. So I put out a tweet yesterday. I am cognizant that Bears Commanders cannot be flexed to Monday night because You can't flex a Monday night game until week 12 of the season. But why are they making us watch the Steelers versus the Giants on Monday night? Why the fuck are the Giants on primetime so much? Why are they playing the Bengals and the Steelers on primetime? Why do they have so many primetime games? What made them a draw for primetime? You can't tell me Malik Neighbors is enough cachet to have put the Giants on primetime that many times. That had to be John Mara with a backhand check to Roger Goodell, because why the fuck are they on primetime so much? Humphrey is out, ankle injury. Uh-oh. You were right about De'Ami Brown last week. I had him in my DraftKings lineup, but changed at the last minute. My De'Ami Brown call of the week, Jaden Daniels for 300 passing yards, and Luke McCaffrey has his best day as a Commander on Sunday. Cowgirls fans, get out. Yeah, I seen 301 in here trolling earlier. 301 back outside because they escaped from Pittsburgh on Sunday. We're going to see y'all in November, my guy. Yes, the New York media market. Yeah, I know. I know. Goofy talking about Redskins gear and Patrick Ramsey. You're goofy. You're a Washington fan. Not no more. You're just a goofy Lamar fan coming back to talk shit. Shout out Lamar, though. I love Lamar Jackson. I root for Lamar Jackson almost every week of the season, but not versus my team. It's not even because the Giants are good or bad. It's just because that New York market makes a lot of money. So it does make sense. Okay. But this game Sunday should be in prime time. It's not. The Bears-Commanders game, it should be flex, but they're not going to put us in the Sunday night spot over San Francisco, Dallas. So that's not going to happen. So the earliest you're talking about a Commanders game getting flex is 4 days before Thanksgiving. I don't think the NFL is going to put Dallas in prime time 4 days before they play their Thanksgiving 4 o'clock slot. To be honest, I think JD5 will torch this defense. And if we let Lamar get outside of the pocket, he could be dangerous. Washington wins 34-31. It will come down to a field goal. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it at all. The trolls are out because they are scared because of what Jaden has done to the haters. Silence, fools. I love it, man. I love that we have confidence again as a Commanders nation. I love it. Shout out to Molly J. But talking about a lame Patrick and Daniel Jones. Hey, y'all, chill on my boy Cuda. Chill on my boy Cuda, man. If his trolling helps reverse psych victories for Washington, I hope he does that on a regular basis. We need it. I need the old heads well rested for this one. We need the early game. I'm gonna be rested as hell. I'm doing an all-day watch party on Sunday. I'll be up to start with the Bears-Jags game. Let's see what DC native Caleb Williams talking about on Sunday. He's in London. He's out in London versus the Jacksonville Jaguars, who've been piss poor, but they got their first win of the season, so they may have got their groove back like Stella. So let's see what they talking about. Of course, they're going to pick the Ratbirds. They should be the favorite. They should be. This is just a week 6 game to them. We're Gambit. We're trying to make a name for ourselves, and we've been waiting on this for a very long time. For the Ravens, this is just another regular season game. They got 3 games in a row. They're trying to keep the ball rolling. We need to prove them all wrong and show them what they're here for good. Absolutely. Still got over 550 in the chat. Smash that thumbs up under the video. Smash that like button one more time. Caleb played very good versus the Panthers on Sunday. He lit it up as he should versus Carolina, but yes, sir. Samantha said, I don't see the Ravens breaking 20 points with our defense. While I'm confident about how the defense played the last 2 weeks, Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry, Isaiah Likely, Mark Andrews, and Zay Flowers, this offense is a little bit of a different breed. I love this confidence, though, and look out, NFL, if Joe Witt Jr. has finally figured out how to unleash this defense on teams on a regular basis. Because if we can get a defense that's holding teams under 20 points with an offense averaging over 30 points a game, then we have a shot every single week to not only win, but to win big. The Jags, they should move that team to London, to be perfectly honest, because let me stop. Duval County, they're going to be coming at my neck for that statement, but they always do turn up in London, and they always get the London game. Is that a under the table deal for the Jags to one day be the team in the UK. I don't know. I'm just talking shit right now. The Cowboys are mad that they're stuck with a washed up Dak, and we got the MVP. Dak's a good quarterback, but we got the newest, hottest shit in the league. They did the same thing when Dak was a rookie. They ran the table, went like 13-3, and they went mano-a-mano with Aaron Rodgers their rookie year. So they've seen a little bit of what this looks like. 50-35, good God. We might need Secret Service security to get Jaden out of that stadium if he puts 50 on the head tops of the Ravens in their stadium. We may need the Secret Service to get our squad to the buses because Lord, we got to take advantage of this stretch. Washington doesn't have to travel for a very long time. We dropped Justin Hollins off the practice squad. AP got moves cooking. You know that trade deadline. Is coming. I don't intend to skip anybody's comments, Jaden. I can't get to every comment in this shit. I got to keep it going. We got 557 in the chat right now. You know I'm not meaning to skip nobody's shit. Maybe AP does have moves cooking up. It's about 3 weeks away from the trade deadline of November 5th. But you know how long I've been waiting for this? Woo, I'm about to make a name for myself here. That's what Washington's looking to do on Sunday. People said the Browns was going to score 30 points on us, and they barely scored 13. They should have had 6, to be perfectly honest. Good show, my guy. But remember, we took your last running quarterback out because we're not a running quarterback. We have a quarterback that's capable of running. And y'all didn't take us out. His dumbass took himself out trying to Superman dive instead of sliding. But this ain't 2012. This ain't Robert Griffin III. And this ain't none of that shit you saw back then. This is a quarterback that can light your ass up through the air. We have a quarterback that can run, not a quarterback that needs to run. And there is a difference. And you should know exactly what that difference is when your quarterback is Lamar Jackson. I see 40-14 Washington. We win this. The talk will be wide. Oh my God, it will be crazy. We're going to be talking nuts. Remember a couple years ago, we had a supposed top 5 defense and a trash. Oh, how the tables turn. But this time the defense is on the rise. The defense is on the come up. The defense actually has coaches that coach, not coaches that stand on the sideline with their arms crossed or force the same scheme to get beat on a consistent basis every week. We have coaches that coach, that make adjustments, that actually know how to send a blitz or call a stunt, all that shit. Lamar's record versus the NFC is 22-1, and that's all fine and dandy, but how many of those games were versus Jaden Daniels? How many of those games is versus the number 1 offense in the league? I'm not worried about what Lamar's did up to this point. I was told that Jaden Daniels wasn't going to outduel Joe Burrow on Monday Night Football. Cha-ching. I was told that the Jim Schwartz had not lost to a rookie quarterback in 8 weeks. Cha-ching. I was told that we wasn't going up to Arizona to take the food of the Arizona Cardinals and that Kyler was going to ice skate on a Cliff Kingsbury rookie quarterback offense. Cha-ching. I was told that our Giants curse would not allow us to beat the Giants in the game. I'm not worried about no streaks, because we are ending streaks right now. We are no longer the slump busters in the get right games for teams alike. So that's a cute little NFC streak. You're looking at that dude over here on the NFC right now, and he's just getting going. Wait till the training wheels come fully off of Jaden Daniels. I'm not worried about none of them streaks. Y'all got to stop us too. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate the respect. For real. Y'all are a nasty ass football team, and we got a lot that we got to stop on Sunday. But my response to that, Washington packed that thing on us too. We got that thing on us too. So y'all got to stop us too on Sunday. This is not your typical old Washington. This is not the same old Washington of years past. There's all this optimism here for a reason. We got coaches that actually understand football. We have a front office that understands how to evaluate talent, that collaborates with coaches to put that talent in places on the field where they can thrive, where they can succeed. We don't have an owner here that is going to step off his boat and make a draft pick or allow nasty boy behavior in the team headquarters, or that's going to throw money at every overage free agent that comes available because he used to go to sleep in their jerseys back in the day. It's none of those shenanigans here in DC now. It's actually a football team. 26-20 Skins headline. Luvu with 2 sacks. Defense has 5 total. JD with his first 300-yard game. Media goes crazy. The fans tear down the district. Let these things happen. Appreciate you, Mr. Kendall. Let these things take place on Sunday. And boy, oh boy, we're going to be talking crazy on this chat. If I got enough voice left over, I might stream for the rest of the night. We might stream through the Bengals Giants game and not talk about that game for 1 second that night. Don't let it happen now. Don't let it happen now. Funny things, how things play out. Watch, we traded Jahan Dotson to Philly for a third. Now we trade for cornerback J.C. Horn for a third or a fourth. I'll take it. Whatever Adam Peters has cooked up, whether it's a move you like, dislike, hate, or love, you have to give Adam Peters the due diligence and the trust because he hasn't proven us wrong yet. He's come in and already you can see the vision with the majority of the culture setters he signed here as free agent. Nick Allegretti and Tyler Biadasz, we look like we may get 2 or 3 offensive linemen to the Pro Bowl through 5 weeks. Obviously, a lot of season left to go, but we need to trust whatever they want to do. Anthony Richardson got to show that he can actually pass a football in this league. But look how the tables turned and the goalposts moved for Washington through 5 weeks. We came into the year 5.5 up to 6.5 as the win total in Vegas. You know what the win total in Vegas is right now? It is 9.5 games. So we've went up 3 games, 4 games, depending on the sports book you're looking at. 5.5, 6.5, now 9.5 is the win-loss win total for Washington this year. Anthony Richardson needs to pull a Malik Willis. Anthony Richardson needs to learn how to get down, and he needs to learn how to take his layups and hit those layups. Anthony Richardson is missing in the layup line, but he's pulling up from half court and draining them every time. That's not going to last in this league. Even as a 6'5", 240-pound quarterback, you're not going to take but so much punishment. Most of Anthony Richardson's career through a season and a quarter through his next season has been on an injury report. You can't have that if you want to thrive. Noah Brown is practicing today, so we most likely good for him Sunday? Possibly. Last week, he didn't show up on that injury report till much later in the week and ended up not playing on Sunday. On a serious note, my guys are from D.C. I just wanted y'all to rename the team the Washington Warriors. Okay, I respect that. What you're going to learn real fast on this channel is I do not care about the name. There's a lot of passionate people in this chat that would love to have that conversation with you. I'm not one of them. I want us to be called NFC East champions, conference champions, and Super Bowl champions. I could not give the slightest FUCK about what this football team is called. Win football games, baby. 21 out of 53 games in his career. That is not good. That is not good at all. I won't predict the score to this game. Why not, Jared? Go ahead, give us a score, man. Go ahead, give us a score. I got 31-30 Washington. What y'all got it? 31-30 Commanders over the Ravens. Washington moves to 5-1, and the media darling shit officially goes on overload. You're going to see in newspapers that have MVP Jaden Daniels on it because I got us winning by 1, and I got us getting 300 yards from our quarterback. 400 total yards between passing and rushing on Sunday. This is the one right here. And I know Jaden had it circled. He said it on draft night. If there was one player that he could play in his career, it's Lamar Jackson. And everybody wants to see it. Those comparisons are going to be going crazy all week, even though I don't think they're stylistically even similar other than the fact that they're black and fast and have endless aura and swagger. We've eaten a tiger, a cardinal, and whatever a brown is. What is it, a turd? Now Raven is on the menu. It's time to cook up some Ravens, baby. It's time to put a Raven on the smoker. If you're from down south, don't get any ideas. Ravens are not something you're supposed to cook up. I know y'all in South Carolina might throw a Raven smack on the grill. 35-14. You got us or Baltimore? Chat, y'all know that Jahan third is from Miami. It looks like we might be getting a top of the line third. If Miami keeps falling lower into the abyss of the gutter after losing Tua, that Miami third rounder we got from the Eagles for Jahan Dotson may be even sweeter than we thought. Be born in 2020 yesterday talking about RG3 respectfully. Yeah, this is a whole different ball game. Why are we so new, but everyone compares us to the old? Because we still got some of that stench on us. We got that stench on us. We've been marked. We've been imprinted on as a joke for so long that people don't want to. Everybody's waiting for the other shoe to drop. It's our fans. It's fans of other teams. It's in general. Getting real value out of Jahan finally. T. Higgins to Washington, possibly in free agency next year. The Bengals are going to scrap and fight until they're mathematically eliminated. I don't see them making that trade. They should shop him because he's leaving for free, but I feel them for trying their best. I mean, honestly, they might as well trade him to us or somebody and let Yoshavash and Burton rock next to Jamar Chase, because that's what you're rolling with next year after you do it. Davante Adams has put out a 48-hour trade deadline. Is this true? Is this real? They got 48 hours to trade him? Who does he want to go to now? Is it Baltimore? I know he don't want to go to the Saints without Carr, and I know he can't be looking at Nathaniel Hackett and the Jets who just fired their coach and say, yeah, that's what I'm signing up for. So very interesting. Very, 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 very interesting points about Davante Adams. I think he maybe the Ravens. What up, Juan Gotti? Everybody sub up to Juan Gotti Talking Sports, by the way. We got to get this young man up to 10,000 subscribers before this season ends. What's going on, my boy? What do you feel about this one this week? If you didn't put it out on the channel yet, I understand. What is your prediction for how this plays out on Sunday? I'd prefer a corner as well, but a corner got to be made available. Apparently, maybe J.C. Horn has, but he has missed a lot of games in his career, as someone pointed out. What was that? 21 of the 53 he's been available for. So that's probably very low value. That's what, a 5th round pick worthy? I don't think that's requiring a third. I don't think it's requiring a third, but I'll take a T. Higgins. Of course, we would take a T. Higgins. Most of the teams in the league are signing up for a guy like T. Higgins, who's been waiting for an opportunity to be featured more. And I think he would get plenty of opportunities here in D.C. 35-13 Commanders. 34-28 Skins held. Is anybody else thinking B-Rob is gone? Oh, it's going to steal the show from Derrick Henry. I think he could. I think our running attack could steal the show from Baltimore, because it doesn't scare me that Baltimore is the number 1 rushing defense in the league. Who are they playing that can run the ball? The Bengals with Zach Moss and Chase Brown. The Bills with James Cook. He's a baller. Not going to hold you. But who have they? The Raiders with Zamir White and Alexander Madison. The Chiefs with Pacheco by himself in that running attack. I'm not worried about them being number 1 in rush defense because they ain't seen an us on their schedule. Everybody keeps saying we ain't seen a Ravens on our schedule yet. They haven't seen a 4-headed rushing attack like us yet. So the two sides collide, and we'll see who gets the better of that matchup. I wouldn't put any money on it against the Ratbird, but I'd put 500 on us over the Kansas City football team. Oh, you're wilding. I wouldn't put money on either, but I do think we're going to win. 52-48, 52-50. Oh, my God, that's too much. That's too many points right there. 62-58, that'd be crazy. Some defensive guys may be losing jobs after that one. I'm already spotting Derrick Henry, 125 and 2 touchdowns. It's possible, but he did run for over 100 the last time and a couple touchdowns the last time he came to Northwest Stadium, but we're on the road in this one, and There was no Frankie Louvu and Bobby Wagner here the last time that happened. I don't know if I want Adams, anyone else here. Not sure if I want to mess with our chemistry. Hey, man, chemistry isn't something that just dissipates because an elite talent walks in the building. 27-17 Washington. I like it. I like it. Jacob, what's going on, family? The goalposts are moved. Who cares? It's just more people to prove wrong. Because of 1991 and earlier, Washington always dominates. It's in the playoffs every year. 42-28, Washington wins. We got to get back to those days. We got to get back to those days. Can you imagine Daniels keeps this up? I'd hate to be the one writing that $500 million check. Oh, I would love to. You know what everybody here should dream of? Washington having to pay Jaden Daniels like $70 million a year, 4 years from now. That's the goal. We have never got a quarterback through his rookie contract to a long-term deal. That is the goal. Let's get it in. We lit. What up, Big Simple? How we feeling about this one? What's your takes on this matchup? You think we got it? You think we're going to get dogged? What you think? Baltimore, Maryland, Ravens 48. Landover, Maryland, Commanders 19. Oh, so you got us getting dogged by 29 points. Okay. Have a good day, Beltway fam. See y'all Sunday and good luck. Good show, Rio and Engraven. Appreciate you for pulling up, man. Appreciate you for pulling up. And shout out to the Ravens, man. We're going to see y'all on Sunday. Adam wants to team up with JV. We'll see. We'll see. But I think he most likely still goes to one of those teams that he already asked for previously. Those contracts suck up front, then become valuable after 2 years, and I'm here for it. For the last time, we don't need Adams. Luke is open for big plays every week. We got to get to him eventually. And need and wanting and what you can add are two different conversations. Very subjective. I'm here for whatever Adam Peters wants to do. What up, Breaking Command? My boy D Mitty and my boy D Will. My boy Darian, who was on the show for Victory Monday about a week ago. Make sure y'all sub up Breaking Command. They just had Craig Hoffman on a couple days ago. I don't want those diva receiver problems. I'll take them if they think that we should have them, bro, because talent is talent. And I think we have a locker room and a coaching staff that can handle a diva on the roster. I don't think we're going to dissipate just because you add that to the room. He is loving what Daniels is doing. Everybody is. And you can't miss it. You can't miss it no matter where you go. They're talking about number 5. You're going to see a Jaden Daniels jersey everywhere you go because that's the number 1 selling jersey in the league. 36-31 Washington. I like it. I like it. I got 31-30, 1-point game, and Jaden over 300 passing, 400 total for the day. Washington 41, Baltimore 34. Brittany, I like it. I like it. Don't let us score 40 on the Ravens, y'all. Do not let us score 40 on the Ravens. Smash that like button, y'all. We're over 536 in the chat right now, just before 3 o'clock on a Wednesday afternoon. We are ready for this matchup this weekend. We are here for the Ravens may be treating this like this is a normal football game, but to us, this shit means something to me, man. That shit means something for me. You can cue that meme. You know exactly what I'm talking about with that London Fletcher looking Bama in the face that's crying like, man, this just means something to me. This game means something to me. This is the battle of the Beltway. This is Lamar Jackson, 2-time MVP, versus the hottest quarterback, hottest young quarterback, most talked about quarterback through the 5 weeks of the season. We got a superstar born in his first 5 weeks of his career versus as big of a superstar as you can be in the league, Lamar Jackson. You got the top 2 rushing offenses in the league versus the number 1 rushing defense of the league in Baltimore. You've got the 2 highest scoring offenses in the league right now. We're at 31.5 atop the league. I can't remember a time where Washington had a number 1 offense 5 weeks through a season. Like my boy said, Ray and Ed Reed, those Ravens are not walking through the door. And the best defensive back, Marlon Humphrey, is probably not playing on Sunday. And that's already the 31st ranked passing defense in the league. Do not fret. Do not be afraid. Washington should feel confident in their chances in this game. I respect John Harbaugh. I respect Steve Bisciotti. I respect Eric DeCosta, who learned from the great Ozzie Newsome. Sashi Brown. I respect everything about this franchise, but it's time for little brother to pack the Ravens back up and get back to the way it used to be. It's time for Washington to actually be good again. And to be good again, you beat the good teams on your schedule, you beat the bad teams on your schedule. For so long, I've harped on this channel about how on Monday, it'll be 33 years of life. Birthday's the day after this game. All I want for my birthday this year is a Ravens victory. I don't want or need anything else. I've begged for my entire existence to see what it feels like for Washington to be good throughout a season. Every single playoff run this team has went on in my existence as a diehard fan has been on a Mickey Mouse win streak. Mickey Mouse. It was Disney. It was too good to be true. 2005, we were 5-6, won 5 in a row to get to 10-6. We moonwalked into the playoff. 2007, we won 4 in a row to get to 9-7. Moonwalked into the playoffs with swan neck ass Todd Collins at quarterback. 2012, the season of Robert Griffin. Why I tell folks this ain't 2012 because we got right to the shits immediately. Robert Griffin and the Washington Redskins in a talent depleted roster started that year 3-6. Yes, we lost some heartbreaker. We should have beat the Rams early on, but legend Josh Morgan wants to throw the football at niggas in the final drive of the game. Yes, we should have beat the Cincinnati Bengals early on in that season. Yes, we should have beat the Giants, but Madea, whatever the fuck his name was, wants to let Victor Cruz get behind him and prevent after RG3 had previously had the game won. So, yes, there were reasons why, but we started that season in 2012, 3-6, 7-game win streak to get in the playoff. Up 14 on Seattle in the wild card round. You know how that played out. Not going to harp on it right now. 2015, winning streak to get to the playoffs. Won the division, hosted a playoff game versus the Packers. Should have been up on them early. Should have been up on them big early. We probably win that game if Deshaun Jackson merely stretches the ball over the pylon on a big play from Kirk Cousins. But you know how that played out. 2020, we go streaking at the end of the season. We moonwalk into the playoffs with 7 wins. Ron Rivera's team, 7 wins. Dakota Prescott's ankle left his body that year. That's why we won the division. And the Eagles pulling Jalen Hurts out of that game in his rookie year is another reason why Washington moonwalked into the playoff. I'm tired of Michael Jacksoning into the playoff. Why can't we just be nice early on in the season? I want to be Prince this year. I want all the things. I want all the talent. Prince can play 1,000 instruments. I want us to go break 1,000 records and dominate an entire season. And so far in 2024, they said we ain't beat nobody, but we're doing what we got to do. And we're doing it in impressive fashion. This is the best I've ever seen this offense humming here in DC. And I want to finally see this team have a complete season. The longest drought in the league is Washington winning 11 games. We've watched every single shitty organization in this league since 91. My birth year, win 11 games. We've watched every team find their way into an 11-win season. The Browns have done it. The Jags have done it. The Lions are good now. Everybody, the Cardinals, everybody in the league has an 11-win season since 91. But our Washington Redskins football team and Commanders. Let's get busy, man. Ozzie Newsome laid the blueprint for modern football excellence. Absolutely. Absolutely. Xavier, now we going to see what y'all about. Hey, Xavier, shout out to my boy Woodbridge, New York in the building. We're not worried about what y'all want to see. Y'all in the bottom of the division right now, bro. Take care of business in Cincy this week, man. Get you a 3rd win, and we can include y'all back into the conversation of the NFC East. All respects to my boy X. Shout out to X, by the way. 14 wins, fuck it. I'm not there yet, but we beat the Ravens. We might start having those conversations. We need B-Rob to get 20 touches. And Austin needs to get at least 12. Time of possession is our key. Austin Eckler is the ultimate dynamic running back for this offense because he picks his spots so well to have a big play. I love this strategy by Brittany. Shout out to Brittany, by the way. Austin Eckler is a killer in the screen game. Them third down screen calls to Austin Eckler are so beautiful because those are blitzing down. So, Baltimore, which is a very aggressive defense, you can live by the blitz, and versus our offense, you can die by the blitz easily. Go ahead and send 8. Go ahead and hit cover 0 on this defense. Jaden gonna throw that screen right over top of your defensive lineman, and look out for Austin Eckler, who's gonna start bowling ball spinning his way down the field like he did on that 50-yard game. Washington had 7 plays of 23 yards or more versus the Browns on Sunday. 7 chunk plays of 23 yards or more. I respect the Ravens offense, defense, and they got the greatest kicker of all time. But they're going to have to put some respect on us, and they got to stop us too. It ain't just Lamar and Henry taking that field. Zay Flowers, Isaiah Likely. Jaden Daniels is taking that field on Sunday. They got to beat us up front. I like what they got up front with Bouquet and all of them. They got some ballers throughout that roster. That is the best drafting organization every year. You never see the Ravens with a bad draft grade. You never see the Ravens with a bad draft grade. They do business as well as any team in the league. But I don't care about all that right now. We can beat this football team on Sunday. We can beat this football team on Sunday. And to do so, we got to do it playing Washington Commanders football. Redskins, here we come, playoff bell. That's still a long way to go, but let's go. Is this Hogs 3.0? 2.0 was with Adrian Peterson in them. Or are you talking about with Trent Williams and company up front? Xavier talk. Shout out to the Giants, though. They had a good win. They had a good win this week. But we're going to see what y'all about. We'll see y'all again in November. We're not really worried about y'all right now. Y'all ain't in the chat right now. Just left Jaden's presser. The man is always saying the right things. I'm going to have to check out the Jaden Daniels press conference when I get off of here. I would play it live on the stream, but I don't need the team hitting me with a cease and desist or a copyright claim right now. Commanders 41, Baltimore 45-21. Y'all don't want to see me if that's the case. Defense got to be on one Sunday. Yes, sir. So we got to be clicking on all cylinders Sunday. Screw the Ravens. We can beat these fools. We sure can. And I hope they look past us. I hope they sleep on us. Knowing how well they're coached, they won't, though. Their fans may, but their fans don't know shit. Eckler is the Swiss Army knife. Yes, ma'am. He is, Samantha. The ball is life, especially against the Birds. We got to force turnover. Lamar is capable of putting it on the ground. And if we put pressure on him, he's capable of throwing an interception. The turnover battle matters. We cannot lose it like we did versus the Cleveland Browns on Sunday. Madden still has the team at a 78. 85 is very high, maybe like an 80, 81, but 85 is a little up there. What's going on, Dave? How we feeling today? My brother, channel member, how we doing? I remember they made Hogs 2.0 shirts, but it never caught on. Then the line fell apart, and Ron told Brandon Sheriff and Trent they got to earn their spots on the roster. Yeah, what is a New York Giant, right? Score will be as presented by your Tom Wilson and Ovechkin jersey on your wall, 43-8. I love it. Shout out to Tom Wilson and Alex Ovechkin, the GOAT. I laugh at New York Giant wins. It keeps them outside of real. Hey, man. Shouldn't you be wanting to lose X? Aren't y'all trying to secure a quarterback instead of winning pointless games? I'm good, feeling confident this team can compete with anyone. With 5 behind center, with Dan Quinn at the helm, Adam Peters in the front office, and no Dan Snyder in the ownership box, Washington has a chance every week. What up, Ronald Trump? Ravens have the edge on the stats, but I think we are the new look Redskins, and we are that new hot shit in the league right now. Ballmer, man, said his boys are going to thump us. Baltimore, man. Hey, yeah, they said he's at 31-17. Jaden, 26 for 32, 261, 2 TDs, 71 yards, 1 rushing TD. I got Jaden over 300 yards passing, and whatever the dividend is that gets him to 400 total yards, I got it. I got it. I see Luke getting 2 touchdowns this Sunday. Mr. Always Open. We got to pay him back for some of the blocking, hard working he does on his route running. It does feel like time Luke finds the end zone this Sunday. But with Marlon Humphrey potentially out on Sunday, it may be barbecue chicken season. Young Nate Wiggins, the rookie, is probably drawing that matchup at that point. I like Terry versus a rookie. It may be time to feed 17 in another week. X said, I'm split because I hate Daniel Jones, but I don't like to lose. I feel that. Just know where you're at right now. Remember what Tommy Cutlets did to your season last year. You could be having Jaden Daniels celebrations right now. You know, if Merrill was willing to draft him. If Tommy Cutlets DeVito didn't come in and start winning unnecessary games for your team last year. But let's see how y'all go versus the Bengals this week. 16 carries, 81 yards. I'm with it. I think we still run for 150 on them boys this weekend. We also have some growing pains reflected in our stat. Exactly. He's not going to miss this. We're watching the worst version we're ever going to see of Jaden Daniels, and he's already taken this league by storm. I'm going to repeat that for those in the back that didn't understand what I just said. We're watching the worst version we're ever going to see of Jaden Daniels, and he's picking shit apart, and he's already made himself one of the faces of the 2024 NFL season. It could be battle of the kickers like the Giants-Commanders game. I don't care how we take it. We gotta win this game. I need this one for my sanctity, but I'm not gonna crash out if we lose it. Oh, Marlon Humphrey is playing on Sunday. Okay, so Harbaugh said Humphrey's playing on Sunday, but he's banged up. Go right after him. Make him make some business decisions. Run Brian Robinson right to Marlon Humphrey. Austin Eckler right to Marlon Humphrey. Time to go back to work. Go make some money, Christopher. I feel like this is the week Cliff pulls out all the Houdini and David Blaine shit. Yep, he pulls the Chris Angel mind freak shit out the bag. What up, Dejan? Great quick question. Do you have a Bears media representative queued up yet? If not, I have the perfect person to suggest on YouTube. Bears Central. Yeah, Bears Central. They some real ones on that side. I watched their channel. I've seen some of their watch parties. Thank you for that. I am working on a Bears guy. I'm waiting to hear back. Bears Central's on my short list. I'm definitely going to shoot them a message. I think culturally and I think personality-wise, that is the guy I definitely want to bring on the channel. One of those guys, or especially the guy that leads that one. Bears Central, appreciate you for that shout out. They definitely are one of the people I have in mind for my Bears preview. Luke, breakout game. It's time for it. It's time for it. Win or lose, I want people to remember that we are in year one of our recalibration. Rebuild, recalibration, startup program, whatever you want to call it. We're finding ways to be effective without the necessary components throughout the roster. So I'm with it, man. I'm with it. We still got 500 in the chat. Smash that like button for your boy. We've been here for over 2 hours on a Wednesday afternoon. When the streams start earlier, fuck it, just let them roll, baby. How we feeling? This is the game of the week, potentially the game of the year. This is Lamar versus Jaden. This is Heisman on Heisman. This is King Henry versus B-Rob and the Washington Commanders rushing offense. What are your bold predictions for Sunday? What bold predictions and X factors do y'all have for Sunday? JD was a little off at the beginning. Hopefully all cylinders are firing this week. My favorite thing about that is you have to see him off sometime. You're not going to live life without adversity at the next level. This is the NFL. It can't be all sunshine and rainbows all the time. So despite missing some stuff, despite the team turning the ball over a couple times, rookie mistakes, fumbles, drop touchdown, we still put 34 on the heads of a good defense coached by a coordinator who hasn't lost a game versus a rookie in 8 years. Talk to my offense nice. Is it worth having a Panthers guy on here? Always. It's always worth it because whether the season is going up or going down, I want to chop it up and I want to check the pulse and the temperature of other fan bases. So I got to have somebody repping the other team here each week. It's an integral part of the channel that we chop it up with a guy and we get the vibes. we got to tell the Panthers it's going to be a long 20 years coming up for y'all. As long as Dave Tepper owns that team, y'all ain't got nothing good coming for y'all. Y'all just got to hope that you get a player that's so good that he transcends shitty ownership, like Cam was doing in Carolina. Call me crazy if JD5 has a great game against the Ravens. MVP is a chance. I mean, they're already throwing him in the MVP conversation through 5 weeks, and he hasn't had that signature 300 yards through the air, 80 to 100 on the ground, Florida type game yet. And it's coming. Jaden and Ertz going to work the middle to open up the outside on one-on-one with Terry and Diami. I like it. Unpopular opinion. JD5 is going to outduel Lamar this week. I don't even know if that's true. I mean, yeah, it probably is unpopular because this is the reigning 2-time MVP. This is the reigning best record in the NFL team. They're at home on Sunday. Well, guess what I seen happen to the Ravens at home this Sunday? I watched Gardner Minshew down 10 in the fourth quarter beat this Baltimore Ravens team on Sunday. Jaden Daniels and Gardner Minshew could not be further from the same quarterback. They are the complete antithesis of one another. I watched what Devontae Adams did in the fourth quarter of that game. I watched what Zamir White and their running backs, Alexander Madison, did in the fourth quarter of that game. Baltimore is infamous at letting up the lead in the fourth quarter of ball games. Performance, I feel you, but this will get them closer. Oh, yeah. This will definitely get them closer. Washington wins 30-27 in overtime. I got 31-30 if you missed that in my prediction earlier. My guess, Engraven Vids, has Washington losing 31-17 to his Baltimore Ravens. He had to go. Prayers for my guy and prayers for anybody that lives in the area or surrounding areas of Hurricane Milton. Please, I hope it's not as big as they anticipate, and I hope everybody's safe in those areas. God bless all of you. JD5 is going to be great against the Ravens, and we're going to win by 2 touchdowns. Ooh, don't let us win with a cushion, baby. My bold predictions are violence in Baltimore when we hit 295 on black tea energy. You're talking black tea, black Air Forces, laced up energy, not even with the loose lace. Laced up to the top, black tea, black fitted cap energy, tall tea energy. That's what you're talking about? Jaden going to throw for 24 for 31, 3 touchdowns. Oh, my God. I can see it. I got him going for over 300 yards on Sunday. Will Jordan McGee play this week? Considering that they thought about playing him and F.A. Obata last week, I think we officially bring back all of the short-term IR guys, and I think F.A. Obata and Jordan McGee get their first playing time of the year versus the Ravens. Don't expect them to see significant snap counts and to be all over the field in their first week back, but it'll definitely be nice to let Bobby Wagner and Frankie Louvu come off the field a little bit. Zach Ertz needs a better game. Fortunately, he was allowed to have a bad game versus the Cleveland Browns last week because he was definitely tripping last week. Given JD5's mentality, he knows this is the biggest game and will go harder than he did on Monday night. I think he's so even kill that he gives every game the same energy and he treats every game like it's a big game. But I definitely think he's the type of guy that's cognizant to the big game cachet that comes with Lamar versus Jaden, Baltimore versus Washington. I'm excited, man. I'm excited. Frankie Louvu, Jaden, B-Rob, Eckler, Wagner as your X factors. Quan Martin, I need you to force that turnover that you've been so close to forcing through the first 5 weeks of the season. You had an interception in your hands. I'm glad we have the instincts at free safety to come down and jump a route. It's time that you finish it. Ben Sinnott, we got to work him into the passing game at some point. He busting his ass blocking. We got to see. It's coming at some point. They haven't needed it so far. They may need it versus a team like Baltimore. You're going to have to show them some stuff that you haven't put on tape yet because that's such a well-coached ball club. Smash that like for anybody who's still in the building. We still have over 483 people in the chat right now. We've been here for over 2 hours and 8 minutes on a Wednesday afternoon. People are probably at work and watching and or listening from the cubicle. NFL Network, all but one. Our boy Bucky Brooks is the only one to pick us, and that's how it should be. Everybody should be picking the Ravens to beat us. But notice, Not one soul picked us to get routed, dogged, or blown out. They all think we're going blow for blow, mano a mano, championship boxing match style with Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens on Sunday. And that there is progress, but ellipses, dot, dot, dot. I was going in originally saying Washington just has to show him we can compete, show him we can belong. I was reaching for the moral victory at first. Like, let's just go out there and give them a game. But I've watched too much football this season, and I've seen us on tape, just like I've seen them on tape. We can win this football game on Sunday, y'all. We're not using them enough because we haven't had to. We're the number one scoring offense in the league, and you don't necessarily have to fix what's not broken. When it's effective passing and running, you don't have to make big adjustments. But we'll get Ben Sinnott into the offense at some point. Crazy prediction. We win. Tyler Owens believes the earth is round. Oh, he's a flat earther, huh? I feel like since they choke leads, if we pull ahead early, they'll have a difficult time catching up. The thing is, they got Lamar Jackson. They got number 8 on that side of the ball. So no lead is ever safe when you have instant offense and the most electrifying player at the position on the opposite sideline. So Washington has to try to score as much as possible, shit, on every possession of the game, because it's always possible. Lamar going to run across the field to get Jaden Jersey after the game. It's going to be the jersey swap and sweet nothing whisperings heard all around the world. Everybody's going to be all over it because this comparison is not something that's ever going to live, even though while I think stylistically they are not very similar players at all. But when you see African-American quarterback that can give every defense a headache with the way that they can run as well as what they can do with their arm, that comparison's always going to exist because lazy narratives is how the media still makes money to this day. Washington will hold the Ravens to 14 points. Fingers crossed. That would be phenomenal. I'm not sure how we do so, but I'm here for it. Let's be clear. This ain't the Ravens defense everyone is used to. It's not. It's not the Mike McDonald Ravens. It's not the Terrell Suggs Ravens. And it's not the Ray and Ed Reed Ravens of the early 2000s. It's most certainly not. This defense can be had. This is the 31st ranked passing defense in the league with a healthy D-backs lineup. Commanders lifer in Orlando, praying power is on so I can see him. I'm crossing my fingers and I'm praying for everybody that is in Hurricane Milton territory up north in the DMV. This is not something we have to be concerned with, but let's all send positive vibes, good energy, and prayers to everybody that has to deal with that this weekend. Bengals scored easily on the Ravens defense, just like they did versus us, but since then, our defense has been on a little bit of a heater. So let's try to continue. We got to make Lamar's life hard on Sunday. We can't let him run around and improvise and make Houdini shit happen in the backfield. It's all hands on deck. We're going to need everything possible to beat the Ravens. We got to be physical with this team if we want a chance to win. Got to smack him in the mouth. We've been playing dog football. I've noticed the change under Joe Witt. You're seeing 11 hats fly to the football. They're smothering. They're smacking. They're being physical at the line of scrimmage. It doesn't look like the Swiss cheese defense we've seen from Del Rio during his time here. Bold prediction. The Manders signed Adams before Sunday. I would guess you mean trade for because he is not a free agent. Somebody's going to get him in the next 48 hours, apparently. I think a lot of people will be surprised when this game goes down. A real test of all quarters now, though. I think we could end up being a closer defensive game. I think all of us are expecting shootout. I can see what Lake said on the show. It turned out to be like a 21-24 type game rather than a 31-30 game like I predicted. Is he healthy? It was a knee issue. He had a sore knee. I'm not sure if they put the word sprain, bruised, or any of those descriptors on it, but it was a knee. You know how coaches come to the podium and say, yeah, he's got a knee. He's got a knee. This guy's got an ankle. This guy's got an elbow. Like, we know they have them. What's wrong with it? They don't give us a full, vivid description of what's going on. They're trying to keep it close to the vet. I think he's good. Louvu, Lil John thing. Turned down for what, man? Watching Frankie Louvu play is a joy. He looks like he's gonna. We're really using him like he's value brand Micah Parsons. And I love that on 10 pass rushing assignments, the man had 2.5 sacks and forced a fumble last week. If that ain't efficiency, I don't know what efficiency is. We are the number one offense for sure because I'm seeing complaints about targets to McCaffrey and Senate. Exactly. Our arguments, our nitpickery. Oh, we didn't score here. Oh, we dropped the touchdown here. We're not getting it enough to Lou. We haven't seen Senate enough. Imagine how good it feels to have these arguments. 4-1 football team, number one scoring offense in the league, and we're bickering amongst each other about how we can score more. I love this shit. I can live here. I can stay here comfortably until the end of time. It feels great. Are we in all black this week? Nope. We're wearing black versus the Chicago Bears and the Tennessee Titans at home. But we're allowed to substitute the black because you can wear your alternates 3 times. So we're allowed to sub it in for an additional game. We're wearing white jerseys. My prediction, white on white. This is the biggest game we're playing in the season so far. We usually say the all whites for prime time or a big game. What game is bigger than the best team on your remaining schedule? Bring out the white on whites on Sunday. All white everything. It's the only uniform combo other than the alternates that we haven't seen them wear yet. Bring out the white pants and let's get it in. Washington makes a statement and wins 45-20. I can see that. I love that. I love that. Score 38-34 Commanders. Jaden Daniels. I'm with it, man. F a jersey swap. Too many friends in the league anyway, but you know they're going to do it. I'm sorry. They got 2 for the culture. They got 2 for black excellence. They got 2 for the culture, bro. You got to have a Jaden Daniels, Lamar Jackson jersey swap, bro. This is the battle of the real ninjas, if you know what I'm saying. If we get up on the Ravens early, it's going to be a problem. The Ravens don't play well consistently from behind because they're so used to getting on top of everybody. Daniels, 275 passing, 110. Woo! 375 total. How many touchdowns to go with that, Joel? Appreciate you, by the way. Channel member. What's the Ravens O-line ranked in the NFL right now? I'm not sure. I'm not particularly sure. I know they're the second in points scored this year. We're the only team in the league with over 150 points. The Ravens are right there knocking on our door with 147. 42-27. I like it. I wonder if we'll ever see Derrick Forrest again. Do you know why he gets no playing time? Because they like the safeties ahead of him on the roster. He got in garbage time when we pulled the starters on Sunday. That's all they want to see him at so far. It was his first time being active. The coaches don't see the players like you see the players. And I think fans need to understand that. Just because we like guys and we think that they looked all right before for the last regime does not mean they're going to play here. They don't care about none of that. They're putting the best guys on the field. And apparently, Joe Witt Jr., the DB's coaches, and Dan Quinn, they don't think that Derrick Forrest is good enough right now. Was he in the concussion protocol? He was not listed on the injury report. I think he's good to go. I think he had concussion symptoms, but I believe he passed on Sunday. And I believe if you pass your original concussion destination, I think if you pass your original concussion test, I think you clear yourself from the injury report. I'm not sure though. We may not lose another game, and can we get Lamar to the ground? Not losing another game, that's a different level of confidence that I'm ready to go, but I love it. I love it, Sean. I love the confidence. Thanks, Provisions. I thought I heard after the game it was a concussion and a shoulder for Quan. I believe Quan Martin is good to go, fortunately for us. When will Hampton and McGee play? Hampton has been on the injury report. They'll get out there eventually. And Jordan McGee, I think he's going to be active this Sunday. They almost activated him versus the Browns. Baltimore ain't part of the DMV. We got to put on for the area. We got to put on for the metropolitan, the DMV, the DC, Maryland, and Virginia. Baltimore's in their own island up a little bit north of that. Shout out to Manassas, Virginia. Shout out to it. 3 passing touchdowns and 210 to go with what you predicted, 275 and 110. I love it. I love it. I've been arguing with Ravens fans all week. We better win. They've been talking reckless. It's because we're pumped up for this one. They aren't. This is business as usual for them. This is normally regularly scheduled programming. They're 3-2. They expect to be better at this time of year. We're just a week 6 matchup. For us, this is our official coming out party. This is our official coming out party. It wasn't enough to go into Cincinnati and take over their trap versus Joe Burrow. It wasn't enough to beat Kyler Murray and the Cardinals on the road when they said that we weren't. It wasn't enough to beat Jim Schwartz as the first rookie quarterback to do so in the last 8 years. They're like, oh, Lamar owns the NFC. Correct. He's 20-1 versus the NFC, and he's won 9 in a row. 9-0 in his last 9 games versus the NFC. He only lost to the shitty boy Giants. Thank you, Samantha. Hit subscribe. Let's get Rio to 14K. Let's see where we're at. Let's see how many we are away from 14,000 subscribers. We are now 32 subscribers away. Man, we've been going to work. We've been growing out here. We are 32 subscribers away from 14,000 subscribers. Then we can go up to 15, and then let's get up to 20 after that. Let's get it in. I'll give the Ravens 2 tutties, and that's about it. So how many field goals to go with those major tutties? Or are you just giving them 14 points versus us on Sunday? I think our players are feeling the energy from us fans too. And it's translating more and more to the field every week. I fucking love it. And Dan Quinn pointed that out in his presser today and in his presser after the game on Sunday. He said, we let the fans' energy drip through us. That was the most active, rowdy, rambunctious, and chaotic I've seen our fans at that stadium since Clinton Portis and Santana Moss were playing games for that team. They were doing the wave in real time for like 7 minutes. They were loud. Deshaun Watson had his hands over his earmuffs of his helmet because he couldn't get the play call in. And it wasn't even a sellout, and we did so. Game ball to the fans. Let's keep it that way. We got 2 home games coming up versus teams we should beat in the Carolina Panthers and Chicago Bears. The Bears are closer to our trajectory than the Panthers, but 2 home games that we have a good shot to win coming up after we finish versus Baltimore. Let's keep that fan energy and that optimism going even if we lose this game, but I don't want to talk about losing this game right now because Washington can win this game on Sunday. 34-28. Riley, race fan. Let's get it in. We definitely got to slow down Henry. Y'all saw that big run he had in overtime. Before that run, he had just a little bit going on. What did he have? 14 for 44 before that big run in overtime? Can't let him do this. He dogged us last time he came to Northwest Stadium when it was called FedEx in a game we should have beat the Titans in 2022. I wouldn't be surprised. It'll probably be closer to 60-40 Baltimore, but that is a big come up for Washington fandom. I just subscribed to Rio, fan of the content. Welcome to the channel, man. We do this. I yap, I ramble, and I talk about this team on a daily basis. You're going to get daily Washington Commanders comment, whether that be pre-recorded video streams or a combination of both. We do watch parties on Sunday. Make sure you pull up while the game is on. This Sunday, we're doing a first. We're starting at 9:30 a.m. for the watch party on Sunday. 9:30 a.m., we're starting the watch party up, and we're going all the way through the Bears-Jags game in London, and we're going all the way through Washington's game that will end around 4:30, 4:45. And when that game ends, we're going to do about a 30-minute to an hour post-game show immediately following Washington's game. Full-time content creator mode on the channel. We're keeping it going for a little bit longer. We still got 487 in the chat. Smash that like button. Cubicle Gang checking in. What up, Steve? We finally have a kicker. I see a game-winning field goal to secure our victory Sunday. Great minds think alike, Sam, because I got us winning 31-30 on a game-winning kick down 28-30 in M&T Bank Stadium. I got rookie sensation Jaden Daniels taking us down the field to win the game 31-30 in Baltimore after his first 300-yard passing day of his career. He saw Caleb do it last week. He's probably like, yeah, I got one in me too. I think we have the best rushing attack in the league. It's time to prove it. If we don't, the only team in the league that got a rushing attack that compares to ours is the team we'll be playing on Sunday, the Baltimore Ravens. What up, Riley, Rays fan? Glad you joined the channel as well. We have fun. We talk all things Commanders. We cuss. We use colorful language. We speak the language of fandom over here. And we try to as real as possible. Appreciate y'all for pulling up and joining the channel. Bucky Brooks is a real one. Motherfuckers like Adam Rink haven't picked the Commander game right yet, and it's all good. It's all good. We won't be out coached no matter what happens. I believe so. Dan Quinn, say what you want about him choking the Super Bowl or how things played out in Atlanta or how things played out in Dallas. Everywhere Dan Quinn has ever went, the defense has improved and teams are prepared to play on Sunday. I don't care what regime you point at in the past 25 years of Redskins football team, Commanders football, you see a team come out on a weekly basis that is not prepared to play. They just look unprepared, unmotivated, and you haven't seen that out of this Commanders team. Even week one versus a much better Tampa Bay Buccaneers team, like we had to get the yips out of our system, a whole lot of moving parts. They needed some time. We're still working out synergy, chemistry, and cohesion as it goes on. Next week's our game is at 3:05 against Carolina. So 4:05 Eastern Standard, 4:05 against Carolina, 4:05 kickoff at home. That is the Darrell Green jersey retirement game. For those who don't know, they will be retiring possibly the best player in the franchise's history, Darrell Green, next week at the Carolina Panthers game on October 20th. I'm looking forward to the roundtable this week, Rio. I'll be watching. For those of you not privy, every Thursday at 6:15, I am on the NFC East Roundtable channel for Roundtable Sports. I'm the Washington rep. I will be on there talking our shit. We got a new Eagles rep, and we've been talking shit back and forth to each other in the chat about Jalen Hurts and Jaden Daniels. I don't know what he has to say to me right now because the Jalen Hurts is easily the worst quarterback in the division through the first month of the season, but let's get after it. Crud Knuckles said, all my wife's family is Ravens fan. They about to hate me for the next reunion. Oh, let's make them hate us. And let's make these fan bases hate us. I want these content creators of other teams, I want them to despise seeing me coming. I want them to despise seeing us coming in the chats on Twitter, on Instagram. I want them to hate us because we beat Baltimore on Sunday. It's going to be a different type of burgundy tinted lenses. We're going to be rejuvenated as a fan base. This is a two-chin strap game, in the words of JR, a slobber knocker. I can see it. Eckler will have a big return. I take back everything I said earlier this season about why is Austin Eckler. I said Austin Eckler runs a kickoff like he runs a duo, like he runs a 22 dive. But apparently that's effective because that boy knows how to return a kick. Justin Tucker may not give him all the opportunities to run back a kick, but I ain't mad at him running back kicks, and I'm not mad at Olamide Zaccheaus running back punts. I feel good about this one. Clearly I do because it is a Wednesday afternoon and we've been here for 2 hours and 27 minutes, and I have not run out of shit to talk about. The storylines for this game galore. This is the one of the faces of the league versus one of the new faces of the league. This is the battle of the Beltway, Baltimore versus DC. This is the DMV Super Bowl. This is a maybe potentially one day Super Bowl preview. I'm not willing to step out on a limb yet and talk about being a Super Bowl preview for this year, but the DC, Maryland, Virginia, tri-state metropolitan area would spontaneously combust if the Ravens and the Commanders were to ever see each other in the Super Bowl. Eck is as responsible as anyone for our success. Absolutely. And I love the fact that we showed that even if Eck can't play, we could keep things rolling because Jeremy McNichols picked up all the slack in the week he couldn't play where he was out for a concussion. Nuggets, is your wife a Commanders fan? Because most of my family is either Bears or Cowboys fan. Yuck. I'm just now finding out about how stupid Chicago Bears fans are. They've had it worse than us somehow. They've never seen a quarterback throw for 4,000 yards before. So they be talking crazy. Last 2 weeks, we play well on all three phases. I love it. Let's give Austin Cyber some credit while we're here. He's going to miss a kick at some point, and we can't go crazy when that happens. But he's been perfect so far. Our fifth kicker, fifth time was the charm. It took us 4 failed kickers in a 4-month span for Washington to finally have our guy. Shout out to Austin Cyber. Who gets our first interception of the year? That's a good question. Our only turnovers we forced so far were Frankie Louvu punching the ball out twice. He did it versus Arizona and versus Cleveland, and Benjamin St. Juste punching out a ball on Singletary week 2. Who gets our first interception of the year? I'm going to give it to Jartavius Quan Martin because he's been getting so close. He's been getting so close. He had it in his mittens last week. I need this defense to like good things. We got to like good. Ball got to be life. Somebody got to do it. Give me Quan Martin for the first interception. Let me know in the chat who y'all think catches our first interception. It's a great question, Sean. My wife is a Ravens fan, and she talks more shit than any of them. I need this win. I need you to win your household. Make a little bet with her. You got to wear some Jaden 5 gear. You got to wear some JD 5 gear if they lose the game. Make a little friendly wager with her because I like our chances. Washington is OBJ. The rest of the NFL is Justin Bieber. If we go to the playoffs, let's do a meet and greet party. Not in my house. My house ain't big enough for all of that. You got a hell of a fan base. Nah, man, I ain't got enough apartment for all of y'all, but we could definitely work something out for like a meetup at a playoff game or something. But I ain't got the crib for that. We got to get the funds and the coins up before we can host all that. But I like the way you're thinking. Martin or it feels like one of the safeties get the first interception, mostly Quan. Quan's always where the ball is. He's a short tackler. I would love to see that paid off. It would feel very nice if the first pick was Mikey Sanders still. He's going to get his opportunities, man. He's going to get his opportunities. If they can put some pressure on Lamar Jackson, he throws up some prayer balls. He throws up some YOLO balls sometimes. So I could definitely see Mikey being the guy that gets it. Our first interception, with the way that this season is going, fucking Jaden's first touchdown went to an offensive lineman. So the first interception going to a D lineman, that wouldn't necessarily shock me. It wouldn't shock me. So I can see it. I can see it. Which D lineman is going to catch? It's going to be Payne. It's going to be Allen. What's it going to be? Who's going to catch it? Who's going to catch that joint, y'all? I think it's going to be Quan Martin. It makes a lot of sense. We're now 25 subscribers away from 14,000, y'all. We're at 13,975. 25 more. Press that subscribe button. We're at 14K. We're at about 3,500 viewers on the stream today. We're 2.5 hours, and we'll probably cut this one off around the 3-hour mark. That sounds like enough yapping for Wednesday afternoon. Forced interception, Quan Martin or Chen. I got $25 that it's Forbes or Sanders still that gets the first pick. Forbes going to have to be efficient because he only got 4 snaps on Sunday. Johnny Newton get a sack this year? I definitely think he gets a sack this year as they ramp him up. Is Martin playing with getting the concussion? I don't know if it was ever diagnosed as a concussion. I think he was just out with concussion symptoms. I think that needs to be cleared up over the next couple of days. Noah Igbenogany, it could make sense as well. I can see it. He's getting most of the reps outside opposite St. Juste right now. Noah Igbenogany's playing good ball. He's there for pass deflections on a regular basis. I can see it. I can see it. Forbes with the first pick would be poetic justice for this team. It would be so good for morale. Luke will catch and throw a touchdown this week. Mark is getting spicy. He's digging into that Cliff Kingsbury bag. Okay, so we're going to bring back the throwback from week 1 to throw to Jaden Daniels, or is Luke throwing that shit down the field to Terry, Diami, Olamide, Noah Brown? I like that. I like that. Throwing, that will put him nominated for Rookie of the Week, and we might as well spread the cheer. I like that. Louvu, first pick guarding Likely or Mark Andrews. I like that as well because the most targeted receivers for Baltimore on a lot of weeks are the tight ends. For whatever reason, it's not Mark Andrews anymore. It's Isaiah Likely, but Luvu is Mr. Everything for this defense. So I can see why Luvu could definitely be the guy who gets that first pick. Luvu getting everything else. It makes a lot of sense. Everybody donate so we can meet at Rio's new place. Hey, man, appreciate y'all for holding down on the channel. Y'all know what the Cash App is. In case y'all don't, Cash App Rio 231991. That's the Cash App. You can super chat. You can do whatever you got to do. I ain't going to come on here and panhandle y'all, but y'all know what the business is. If y'all want to donate to the channel, this is my full-time job now, so it is greatly appreciated when you can donate to the channel via super chat or Cash App. Forbes is getting traded. I don't know what he's getting traded for other than some mumbo sauce, a little Huggies juice box, and some chips, maybe a conditional 6th round pick, but he's not a part of the rotation right now. So we're going to see. We're going to see. Bobby Wagner's going to get the pick. I can see that. I can see that. Mikey Sanders still. Am I familiar with Louis T? Am I? Louis was just on the channel on Monday night. We just did last Monday night, we just did our quarterly. I've had Lou on the channel countless times. I've been on Lou's channel. Absolutely. Louis T was one of my inspirations and influences to start doing content creation. Absolutely. Am I familiar with Louis T? Of course. You can't be a YouTuber that does Commanders content and not know about the GOAT. Anybody know where to get the authentic Stitch jerseys, Black Daniels? You're going to have to order that from the team site or Fanatics. It's called the Elite Untouchable Nike Vapor jersey. They go for about $3 something, but you can get it for $277 if you got somebody's season ticket discount, or if you use one of those 25 to 30% coupon codes. But you're going to have to get it off the team site or Fanatics website. Saint no Juice love for the first pick. Nobody thinks it's Saint Juice because he only got one pick in his life. Going back to college, he only has one interception. He don't got sure hands. That's why everybody thinks it's everybody in the world. Shit, I might catch the first pick before Saint Juice catch that motherfucker. Forbes can't play this week. He's tackled like mini-me. I don't want him nowhere on the field where Derrick Henry is, bro. I want no part of that business decision. Luke throwing the TD. This seems like a good week to pull it out. Your bag should be its biggest versus the best team that's on your remaining schedule. Do you think Diami will finally find consistency? I'm not sure, but I think he'll be a part of I think he'll get a shot at least on a regular basis. They'll take a shot blade to him because Diami and Jaden have chemistry. Do you think Mikey's going to get his first interception? I think he'll catch one at some point this season. I don't know if it's this week. I think maybe the Panthers game, that needs to be our first 3 or 4 turnover forced game. We need to be on their ass because that's an unmotivated team. They're trying to lose at this point. What's going on, Rennie? Emmanuel redemption game this Sunday. Hell of a week to have a redemption game, but hey, line up versus Zay Flowers if you get out there and run the fade, Emmanuel. Diami Brown, TD this week, another sleeper. I got Luke McCaffrey as my sleeper this week. It feels like it's going out on a limb to predict Diami to get in the end zone for 2 weeks in a row. I need to see that to believe it. It's like sorcery. Luvu technically had a pick fumble on Sunday. Yeah, it was kind of a pick. I don't know if it was a pick or a fumble, but he forced a turnover. He's been around the ball. If anybody's going to do it, Luvu should probably be everybody's first pick. I know you saw that Ravens on Instagram talking shit. I see their fans. I see their content creators. I see them. They're not taking us seriously. When will Hampton play? Whenever Joe Witt feels like he's going to get out there. I see them on the injury report so far this year. We'll see him when we need to see him. I'm not tripping. You don't need to fix what ain't broken. In the last 2 weeks, our defense ain't been broken. Our version of Parsons may not be as star-studded and prolific and unstoppable as Parsons, but we'll take our own version. Glad you don't sing like Louis T. be doing. Hey, man, Louis be killing that shit. I ain't got no good voice. I'm going to sing the fight song every now and then, but the vocals is ass, but we know they ass over here. Lou be doing his thing over there. We try and build up to that and then beyond it follower-wise, you know? Get your ass to work, This is the job now. This is the job now. I ain't got no work to go to. This is all we need to do. Louisville bringing Ray Lewis energy to the team. You got to love it. Bringing that Troy Polamalu type shit. Jakey Rondo called him the Polynesian demon. I love that, even though he's not Polynesian. I call him the CTE missile. What if we rank number one in offense, looking for receivers if we need cornerbacks? Oh, because making your strength stronger is a thing. It's what good teams to do all the time. If there are receivers available and there aren't corners available, you're always looking to upgrade. You're not solid and complacent and content with being good through 5 weeks. You're trying to keep that shit going. So we should always be looking, even at the positions we don't supposed to be looking at. Will Ertz ever get a TD and win as a defensive player of the week come out? It's already come out. Xavier McKinney of the Packers won that. Xavier McKinney of the Packers. What up, Manny? My boy Manny Chokuba. Hey, Rio, are you hiring? I wish I had the budget to bring on a staff because I know keeping up with some of this shit, it's a lot. I wish I had somebody to edit for me. Wish I could go on the move and have a cameraman shoot me, but no, we don't got that right now. We don't got that. Appreciate you, man. Shout out to Manny, another person I looked up to that makes content early on in the game. Could you see Cliff sneaking in Ben for a red zone touchdown? They don't got him on the injury report. I mean, they don't got him on the scouting report yet other than blocking. So, yeah. RIP to Pat Fisher. Dan Quinn showed him some love at his pressure today. JD5 missing McCaffrey. The whole Browns pan was part of the McCaffrey, the secret weapon. They're not planning for him. I'm sure that's not a part of the game plan, but Jaden is definitely going to kick himself in the ass a little bit about missing Luke once again. But we love to see that Luke, despite not getting targeted on a regular basis, he's still running every route like it's his last. He's still blocking like he's a fucking guard and not a wide receiver. Shout out again to Easy Ed McCaffrey for raising professional football players and not children. He raised some adamant professional football players, and we love to see it. I think Ertz finds the end zone a couple times this year also, by the way. Xavier McKinney won NFC Defensive Player of the Week. Kirk Cousins won Offensive Player of the Week. I think Caleb's going to take Rookie of the Week, going over 300 and multiple touchdowns. Lamar Jackson was the AFC Player of the Week. He went for 348 and 4 touchdowns versus the Bengals last week. Their defense is ranked 31st against the pass. We got to take advantage of it for sure. Frankie Louvu is of Polynesian ancestry. His family's from Samoa. Oh, so it is okay if we call him the Polynesian demon? I'm not too privy of how that worked, so I try to stay away from that because I don't want to be out here false flagging for people's ancestry. I don't want to be that guy. Do you think you'd get in trouble for reacting to the press conferences? Not in trouble, but they copyright everything. They copyright and they take shit down. And I don't like to play copyright gymnastics on YouTube because I didn't go live for 3 hours for them to be making me chop a whole 20 minutes out of it. But I'm going to do a test trial on that sometime soon, and we're going to see just how that goes. Louisville got snubbed. Hey, he'll get his. Xavier McKinney is playing like the best safety in the league. He's balling for the Green Bay Packers. I'm not mad at that pick. I think McGee gets activated. He just had his 21-day window to be activated to the active roster opened up last week. While they considered putting him in versus Cleveland, they didn't do it. Yeah, I think we get it for the first time. Vanderbilt versus Bama, Commanders versus Ravens. I'm feeling it. But I think unlike Vanderbilt, we should be much higher on the Ravens' radar than Vanderbilt was to Alabama. But I'm feeling those vibes. It's all underdog energy on the road. We've done it 2 times in a row. Why not make it 3, right? Luke about to be our Welker Edelman for years to come. Just a solid, do everything blue-collar guy. Y'all hit him with the usual typical tropes of a white receiver. Y'all threw Welker and Edelman at him. You know, Bill Belichick, he's somewhere salivating over Luke McCaffrey. Another thing we have now that we didn't have to used to, accountability from the coaches. Yep, Dan Quinn comes out every Monday. They do what's called Tell the Truth Monday, where he just lets the medium ask him whenever, and he's transparent with them. He doesn't feed them bullshit. He's not yelling at them. I know it's easy to do when times are good, and you got to keep that same energy when times are bad, but you can see that things are a lot different in that department. I think we have a chance at rookie of the year, coach of the year, assistant coach of the year, and executive of the year. We do. And as long as we keep things going, we have a shot. I think executive of the year and rookie of the year, I think we should probably be the favorites at that. Adam Peters and Jaden Daniels should certainly be at the top of the list for executive of the year and rookie of the year. Coach of the year, we're going to have some stiff competition because if Kevin O'Connell takes Sam Darnold to the number one seed with the Vikings, it's going to be hard to beat that, even though they were, a 7-win team, missing a starting quarterback for half the season last year. It's kind of hard to go against that. But Dan Quinn turning around a 4-win team to a playoff team definitely gives him a big shot as well. Fingers crossed for our guys. Luvu playing with that Polynesian sauce. He's a demon for real, man. My family from American Samoa too, so I had to look up Frankie. His family is from Fiji and Samoa. Very interesting. I'm glad y'all giving me the ancestry.com on Frankie Luvu. Lamar is usually good for a fumble and a pick a game. That's a 2 extra possessions for us as long as we can play clean. Frankie Luvu, big oos. Big oos. Patya. Patya. Give me 2 claps and a big Ric Flair. Oh my God, I love watching that Frankie Luvu shit, man. That shit is beautiful, man. Did y'all see that play Lamar had last week? Go to the Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter page of the Ravens and watch the reel they created of that play. It's beautiful. It's must-see TV. It's why Lamar Jackson has 2 MVPs. If he puts the ball on the ground, we got to recover it. If he runs it, we got to put pads on him. Lamar always avoids taking the big hit. That's one of the biggest green flags about Lamar Jackson. He very rarely, I don't know what the fuck he was doing week 1, but he apparently thought he was Derrick Henry versus the Chiefs. He was throwing shoulders. Like, bro, you're down to 205 right now. You do not need to be throwing shoulders at anybody. But who do I think will have more rushing yards this game? I think Derrick Henry and Jaden Daniels lead this game in rushing. I think Jaden's going to have 70-plus rushing yards to go with 300 passing yard. And I think Derrick Henry might hit us for 90 to a buck. I think he might hit us for a buck and a touchdown. We give up rushing yards to everybody. Last week, we just stopped Cleveland from doing everything. But in weeks prior to that, everybody's got it in on us. I feel Cliff has to be favorite for assistant coach of the year. Oh, he's got to be by far. Fiji got that good water. That is that good water, man. I used to talk to a girl that would not touch water if it wasn't Fiji. Shout out to her, by the way. Good time. I'm going to tell y'all this. If we go up on these niggas early, I guarantee we win. When Lamar has to pass, he makes a mistake. Keep Lamar's ass in that pocket. Keep him in the pocket and having to make decisions from the pocket. While he's come a long way as a pocket passer, that is where you want Lamar making his decisions, because when you let him run around and extend plays and you make DBs have to cover for 30, 40 yards down the field and you make guys have to cover for 5 or 6 seconds, that's where Lamar starts doing this Chris Angel dark magic bullshit. Rio missed that Fiji, huh? What about Voss water? Okay, fancy people. Look. Great value, purified water. Walmart brand gets it done for me. But, man, that Fiji, that was hitting different, man. What's going on, Paul? We're about to wrap up in the next 13 minutes, but I had on a guest, Engraven Ravens, and great guest, over 75,000 subscribers doing Ravens content. He said he got the Ravens 31-17 over our Washington Commanders, and the picks I have shown on the screen are the NFL Network picks for this game. Only one person, Bucky Brooks, shout out to the gang, former North Carolina Tar Heel, picked the Commanders to win this game, but nobody picked the blowout. Nobody picked the blowout, but I like our chances. I got us winning 31-30. 31-30. They said, hey, Rio, there's 3 that you got to go for 3 more hours because new people are joining in right now. In 96, we went 7-1 and then went 8-7 the rest of the season. I believe Cam Newton had the best advice. Don't drink the Kool-Aid if the team stays level-headed. Yeah, he's talking about how Jaden should feel. Fans should drink the Kool-Aid. Jaden shouldn't drink his own Kool-Aid, but you can tell how the way cool breeze, level-headed Jaden is off the field. He knows he's him, but he's not drinking the Kool-Aid. He treats every game with the same amount of significance. Another 3 hours is a lot. I don't know if we could do all that. I think there's a chance we go out and buy and we add some stuff to this roster. We cannot act like we're too content because there are still holes on this roster. You stop worrying about Cliff leaving. Yeah, we need to put that conversation away. He's here for right now, and he got head coach checks still coming in from Atlanta, Arizona. So we don't need to be worrying about that. 35-28 Washington. Who would be the better quarterback with Brady's speed, Lamar or Jaden? I'd say Jaden. That's a hypothetical, but I'd say Jaden because I think Jaden is significantly further along as a passer at this stage than Lamar was. Could be right now, but I think Jaden is more further along right now as a passer than Cam was, than Jalen Hurts was, and than Lamar was. But we're going to have a video about that. We're not going to go too deep into that right now. It's going to be funny as hell if we win 38-14. Whoo. Everybody should be worried about Derrick Henry. Last time we saw Derrick Henry 2 years ago with a worse team, he went for 102 touchdowns on it. We should be worried about him, but if Derrick Henry's running the rock on us all day and Lamar's not having to make tricks, we may have an advantage there because Lamar got to be the best player on that field on Sunday for them to kill us. How many babies you making after we win, Rio? I don't know. We in a drought right now, so probably none, but I don't know. We're going to see. Just for your information, to drop some water knowledge. Purified distilled water ain't good for you. You need to add minerals. Water leaches those important minerals from your body. Well, currently, the shit I'm drinking is what's on my budget. Some spring water. I'll get me some spring water. Hey, I'm drinking whatever. Bro, I'll drink tap. Bro, I come from the grind. I come from the struggle, bro. We was drinking out of DC taps with my family in Northern Virginia tap water. So this Walmart water, get it done. But hey, spring water, mineral water, I will take you up on that. I don't watch the games anymore. I get too emotional. I spend game time with the fine folks at Rambling with Rio. Watch the game, man. It's a joy to watch number 5 take them snaps. Watch the game. It's fun over here now. We're going to do so much better than what non-Washington fans think. I believe so. This got to be primetime flex. Unfortunately, it's not because CBS said, hold your horses. We're going to keep our game of the week here at 1 p.m. They got their A squad on it, Jim Nantz and Tony Romo. So we're not getting flexed this week. We're not getting flexed for the Chicago game unless they decide to take San Fran and Dallas off Sunday night, because unfortunately they can't take the Steelers and Giants off Monday night because Monday night cannot be flexed until week 12 or later. What up, Von? Rio good in the hood? Yes, sir. People on ESPN still picking Philly or Dallas for the division, and they should let them. Let them. They don't believe we're here yet. They think it's fool's gold. They think we're getting ahead of the horse. And Dallas and Philly are definitely capable of getting on streaks, getting hot, and taking over the division. I hate CBS games. I hate them. I hate that shit is trash. Now, that is what I call high-quality H2O. Shout out to Bobby Boucher. But tap water got those minerals, so in that way it's better than distilled. Bet we back to the tap. We finish out this pack of Walmart Great Value purified drinking water, and we back to the tap. We back to the tap so we can afford all that good shit, all that alkaline water, all that shit. But we've been here for 2 hours and 52 minutes. I'm going to cut it off at 3. We're going to stop it at 3, and we're going to get to go. This game should be taking place at 8 p.m. on Sunday, but CBS said, nah, y'all got to keep it. Y'all got to keep it. We're still talking about water. It's all good. Don't do it, Rio. It's a trap. It's a trap. Is that what it is, man? Stephen A. got Jaden in the MVP conversation. Richard Sherman, Shannon Sharp, Ocho Cinco. Good morning, football. Get up. NFL Live. You can't go anywhere right now without a Jaden Daniels MVP discussion. How y'all think Lamar Jackson feel about that? He probably wants to shut that shit up. Honestly, Lamar is such a chill dude. He probably don't give a fuck. Lamar probably wants to see Jaden eat too. Lamar, a real one, bro. Lamar don't care. He don't even care when people doubt him. If fools gold wear yellow pants, I'm buying. Go Skins. Let's go. How did Giants get a Thursday night? Because John Mara is a significant owner in this league because Daniel Jones getting like four. We've already seen them versus Dallas. We're about to see them this Sunday versus the Bengals instead of us, and we're gonna watch them on Monday night. It's fucking disgusting. Coming off 5-12, they should not be on prime time. We're gonna have 6 or 7 next year though, so hold your horses, y'all. We may not get too many games flexed this year, but we will be in prime time 6 or 7 times next year. Book it. GG Rio, thanks for the stream. Oh, happy birthday to Pedro Smith, by the way. My young boy, Pedro, he's legal now. He's 21 years old. Shout out to Pedro Smith. If you're not subscribed to his YouTube channel, he's one of the big Washington Commanders YouTubers as well. It's a thirst trap. That's what you call it, a thirst trap game. A thirst trap situation. Left hand up for the Commandos. Trash team. Let's go, Cowboys. Boo. What's wrong with Derek Forrest? Did he even play? Yeah, he came. He played one drive, the last drive of the game, and he made a play because I saw his dad posted on Twitter. They don't think he's good enough. That's what's wrong with him. I don't think nothing's wrong with him. They don't think he's good enough to crack the lineup. Romo is too biased. I like hearing Romo play by play because he does it with passion. And as a passionate, unhinged person, his passion gets the best of him sometimes. And I love that. I don't want to see some buttoned up guys during the call. I want to see some guys with some emotion. So that's why I like Romo. I like Romo way more than I like Brady doing it because Brady's too robotic. Brady is a level of greatness that does not translate to normal people. So hearing him talk about the game, it's a little bit more mechanical, robotic, because he sees the game in eyes that normal people will never understand. So I like enthusiasm more than robots when it comes to play-by-play commentary. But Washington isn't going anywhere. We're playing on CBS. Boo. Do, 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 do. That shit don't hit like Fox. It don't hit like NBC. It don't hit like ESPN. But the game of the week is Washington versus Baltimore, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time from M&T Bank Stadium. I got us winning the ball game 30-21. Whoa. 31-30. I just lied on camera. 31-30. 1-point victory on a game-winning field goal by Austin Seibert. Smash that like button for your boy. We're about to wrap this thing up in 4 minutes. My birthday is on Monday, and all I want for my birthday is not a big booty hoe. 2 Chainz, you can keep the big booty hoes. All I want is a big booty victory in Baltimore on Sunday. I want us to go up there and outdo Lamar Jackson in his stadium and put the Cowboys, put the Eagles, and the entire conference and the entire league and the Beltway on notice that Washington is back and that our rookie quarterback is not only gunning for Rookie of the Year, but he's coming for the NFL MVP. I'll be 33 on Monday, and all I want for my motherfucking birthday is a big, fat victory in Baltimore. I don't care if it's 7-3, 70-3. I don't care if it's 7-6. Just find a way to win the game because I can get used to Victory Mondays every week. I'm enjoying these Victory Monday streams. I'm enjoying kicking it with y'all for 2 or 3 hours on a weekday. While the leaves are changing color outside, spooky season is approaching. I want to come here on Halloween dressed in a king's costume, sitting on a fucking throne because I can't see the rest of the division. I can't see the rest of the conference. I want it. I need it. So in a couple years, we're talking Washington, Baltimore in the Super Bowl. That's what we pray for. That's what we pray for. Keith, happy birthday. Everybody say happy birthday to Keith in the chat. All you want is a Commanders win. Happy birthday to my fellow Libra, Keith Flowers. I got a couple birthday twins in the chat as well. Happy birthday to y'all as well. One day, Sheen. Can you bums that aren't subscribed to my boy already do so for his birthday and get this man to 14K? Y'all heard my boy Eric. We should be at 14,000 subscribers by end of business today. If not so, probably by kickoff. If you haven't heard my plans for the weekend yet, we're going live from 9:30 a.m. until the end of Commanders Ravens at around 4:30, 4:45. And we're doing a post-game show after that shit. If we beat the Ravens, if I got voice left, we might go live for the Giants Bengals at Sunday night. We gonna see, bro. This is work now. Happy birthday to my boy in the chat or anybody else in Libra gang celebrating a birthday. We're going live for Bears Jags Sunday morning, and then Washington, Baltimore at 1 o'clock. So all day stream watch party on Sunday. I'm thinking about going live for the Thursday night game tomorrow. This has been your game preview. I've got the Commanders going up to Baltimore, seeing and conquering, going 31-30. I got Jaden Daniels completing his first 300-yard passing game of his career. I got him combining between passing and rushing for 400 total yards and out-dueling the two-time MVP. And I got Jaden Daniels mania, hysteria, going crazy after Washington has it. And I'm standing on business. I should hit up Bobby Baltimore. Unfortunately, I hit up Bobby Baltimore. He's busy all week. He was not able to come on the channel. We got my guy Engraving Videos on for the first 30 minutes of this one. If you missed it, scroll back. He comes in around the 7-minute mark of this one. If you want a timestamp, he came on and blessed the program for about 35 to 40 minutes. Engraving Videos has us losing 31-17. I have us winning 31-30. Washington Commanders, let's make it 5 in a row and let's party like it's 1996, because that's the last time Washington started 5-1 for the season. Smash that like button on your way out. Hit subscribe if you're not subscribed. We're almost at 14,000. We're going to the moon with this channel going forward. That is the 3-hour mark. We are going to wrap this stream up right now. Jaden got a special gift for these games. Yes, he does. What if we drop 50 on him? I love the optimism. I love the delusion. I love the energy surrounding the fan base right now. 3 hours in the books. Hail to the Washington Commanders. Until next time. Commander Rio is checking out. Y'all have a blessed rest of your hump day. I will see y'all a little bit later.